come it's moving?
Where's it going?
I don't know.
Yeah. Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome to Saturday Night Tool Talk Live with me and my dearest.
That's right.
How's everyone doing tonight? Let's check our streams here. Make sure everything is going 5x5.
Mm-hmm.
No clue.
I think I just got a ding saying that you're live.
What is that? Did you have a little icon of a ring guy? That's hilarious.
No.
Are you guys hearing me? I don't know. We're still doing the stuff with the Streamlabs, trying to see if everything works. It's the bear. They can see us. Let's do a roll call here, see who was all here. Oh my gosh, you guys have been chatting for a while. D-Brock, PJ Kentucky, VS is in the house. Brad H. Curious if anyone knows the 20% off coupons can be used with collapsible side trays, end lockers, and end cabinets. Before I tell Mrs. Claus, they do, and send her shopping. That's a good question.
Good question.
I think they do, because it doesn't say U.S. General. I don't believe on that. It says storage cabinets, and those would be accessories. So my hope is that they should. The easy way to check is apply the 20, put it in your shopping cart online, and then apply the discount code and see if it accepts it. Let's see here.
DeBrock's giving away eggnog.
Woohoo! I want some. We just had some, but always room for more eggnog. Let's see here. Dita's in the house. Greetings from Wisconsin. Steve's in here. Hey, Steven. J77917. Robert Gordon. Sorry, I always get his last name wrong. Genderon? I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry.
He really does butcher them, but he doesn't.
I don't know who she is, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't
anyway, hello from Florida. Doc checking in from Chile, Tennessee. DR Falcon in the house. Brad H. Sean's here. Who else? Jerry Dixon, Truckin, G. Warren, Eric Thompson.
Paul St. Marie.
Paul St. Marie's in the house. Let's catch up in here.
Hey, Sonic.
Sonic's house. Joe Smith's here. Grimmit's in the house.
Hey.
How goes it? Anyway, Fred Hill. Sad to say, Harbor Freight here in Lagmont. Fred Hill donated. I changed the super chat so it doesn't do the little dancing zombie thing, but now it's not doing the one I picked for it. That's too bad. Anyway.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And let's see here. Jennifer White Wolf's in the house. Oh, she made it early today.
Hey, how's Indy?
Who's an Indy?
No.
Oh.
Jennifer's doggy.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Trying to get everybody. Now the zombie showed up again. I didn't change it for subscribers. He just subscribed.
Brain did. Oh.
Yeah, it's like that. Oh my gosh, what a weekend, or what a week. It has just been crazy. I thought the week after the whole Thanksgiving thing would be a lot easier and a lot more relaxed, and it's been twice as crazy.
Yeah. But I feel like it's a nice time of year. I feel like people still lose their mind in the grocery stores, but...
Oh, Sonic called you out.
What? Because I only have ears.
No more Bell.
What Bell? I'm very tired, okay? I'm sorry.
She is. She's had a headache all day. And
I had a migraine all day.
She was trying to cop out of this, and I told her, nope, you're going to be there.
Sorry, I forgot the bell. So, I think 3 donations have happened, so I apologize. Bing, bing, bing.
No.
Bing.
It's okay. Hey, everyone, and before we get into this, I don't know if you can see this, but I hate asking this, but for those of you who know, YouTube is still screwing us over and not paying us, and they won't tell us why. I don't know what it is, but if you could, and if it's a big deal, don't worry about it, because at some point they will pay us. But if you're open to it, right down here says please use the Streamlabs link. It's in the video description, and it won't let me chat this way. Let me see if I do it.
That's because it doesn't want you to be.
It doesn't want me
in your own.
We'll do this
live stream.
So anyway, there's the link. If you can, if that works for you, go to do the donation through Streamlabs, because that way, we also get more of the money, because YouTube takes 30% and Streamlabs takes 8 or 9%. So we get more of the money, and B, it actually comes to us rather than YouTube sitting on it and eventually gonna get around to it. So,
yep.
Anyway, I just wanted to... William Logan, $5 through Super Chat. Thank you, William.
Thank you.
You're a rock star. Why didn't that show up?
It did. We were talking.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding. Sorry about forgetting the bell. I really apologize.
Yeah, she's going to be all extra special bell for the rest of the night.
Yep. Jingle bells, angel bells.
Hot Splice, 1970. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It is. We love Christmas. I love just the spirit of Christmas and everything. Thank you for the recommendation for the dash cams. Purchased 2 for myself. The wife has a great... you and the wife have a great... Oh, sorry. Purchased 2 for myself and my wife. Have a great evening, Mr. and Mrs. Bear family. Thank you so much. Eastman's Garage. Hot Splices did. Hi, Dead Tools. Hi, Jeff and Jesse. See, I got to get ramped up here. My head is in left field. General Electric Savannah Phillips bulbs. I like those too. Anyone on Facebook, go to her page for a photo of Indy. You should pull up your on your phone. You can see a photo of Indy. That's an interesting protective thing they got on him. I think that's for protection. I don't think it's more for channels or something. Get better reception. Oh my.
What?
Grimute says I rolled the boss's Razor 1000 last Monday, and now I may need to have shoulder surgery. Oh. Yeah, side-by-side accidents are no joke. They do a lot of running out here in the desert on the dunes, and they get going just stupid fast up there. And you get people crossing the dune. They'll be dune jumping, and they'll go to opposite sides at the same time. And every big weekend, there's a life flight, getting flighted out of there. It is a dangerous sport, unfortunately. It's lots of fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's just be careful out there. Nick Hoffman says he'll only be here for a short time tonight. I'm sorry about that. Jennifer, no worries. She's saying sorry about the YouTube still holding money. It's weird. I mean, they respond to all my emails within a day, and their response is always, "We understand that this is difficult for you, and we really appreciate your patience."
And it's not a canned response.
No, every time it's different.
Yes, and and also you have sent responses, or you've sent messages, and they specifically respond to something that you put in there that couldn't be a canned response.
Trust me, I can sniff out a canned response like nobody's business, and because I've written lots of them, and no, it's definitely a person responding, but I think it's a lower tier person, and it's like a first tier help desk, and this is like a second or third help desk level, and they're not responding. She's just sitting there going, "We're really sorry. I
did tell someone.
I promise I will tell somebody as soon as they finish their investigation," and so who knows what's going on.
Daughter of Rye got the picture. Thank you.
P.S. Pistomary donated $1. You gonna do your little bell thing or not?
I was wondering if that was Paul St. Marie.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding. Thank you so much.
I'm spilling drink everywhere.
Making a mess. So everything's situation normal.
Joe Smith, thank you very much for putting out the link there. I really appreciate that. YouTube doesn't pay for tool ads anymore. No, that's the funny part. Gary asked, I'm allegedly getting paid. They're running ads on my my videos, but my payment is on hold, and they won't tell us why.
Yeah.
30%. Yeah, it is pretty high, but it's their game, and we're just lucky enough to get to play it. And
yeah.
Have you seen the banning stuff lately on YouTube? Or you going to back up your vids on BitChute or something like that? That's probably a good idea. I should probably back stuff up, but the stuff that they've been doing is we're so outside of any of that controversial kind of stuff that I hope that we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
No, we're not for kids, and we're not edgy or anything. Unless by edgy we're going to tell you don't stay off the tool trucks. Maybe YouTube has a significant stake in tool trucks. Toy says hi from New Mexico. Heard California's messing with lots of channels. Yeah, they are.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there is full-on Christmas happening in our house right now.
Sweetie Machine says he's been watching the mail for those sockets from the giveaway a couple weeks ago, but hasn't seen them.
I will check my sent stuff, because I got receipts for everything I sent.
Email me at red@denoftools.com.
Because everything I sent out was a while ago.
Yeah, it was weeks ago, months ago. William Logan, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for supporting the channel as always. And
it sounds like an opera's happening in our house.
Yeah, sorry, the kids are singing something in the other room. Zaffiel says, when I joined the channel tonight, it played a Temptation cat commercial.
Like Temptation the cat food?
That's weird.
I guess cats are interested.
But it's playing a commercial, so.
Yep.
Albert Craig, what are your thoughts on CNC? I think CNC is cool. Are you looking for a desktop CNC? Or are you looking for
Thank you.
A more robust CNC, a commercial CNC? Let's see here. Dead Tools, my wife and I had our second child, first son, on Friday. Congratulations, Charles McBride. Woohoo! Wish I had a cigar to light up for you here.
I'm going to bing the bell for the baby, and then I'm going to bing the bell for a donation.
Okay.
Bing, 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 bing. Congratulations, welcome to the world. I promise I won't bing a bell near your baby in real life. And Homily donated $3, I believe. Thank you. Are you going to do it?
No, I was
You look like you're about to whack me.
I might. I was tapping over to the other thing here. So maybe I should just keep it in this so I can see everything.
Yeah, it's easier to read that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, Ideal pen. Is that $5? I don't know.
That's weird. Why isn't it showing up on this one?
It's not showing up in there. So now, because of that window being larger, I can't actually see what people are doing. So thank you so much for the super chat.
Sorry, we're still trying to figure this whole Streamlabs thing out.
Oh, Jennifer's so sweet.
Let's see here. Edgy, we believe in nice, sharp, cutting edges here. Exactly,
That's
Paul.
Right.
Any thoughts on doing a pocket screw jig comparison? Oh, yeah, I've thought about doing that, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. My shop is still a mess. We're trying to figure everything out. And just as I was getting ready to... I was going to haul all this stuff out and rearrange everything. I was planning to do that this whole week around Christmas. The spring for our garage door just broke.
Yep.
And, and it's a 400-pound door. So I went to open it. I'm like, no, we're not using this right now.
That one's not happening.
And it's under warranty, though, so it's going to get fixed, but I can't do it myself. So I could, but I already got the warranty, so why would I do it? Anyway, so it's going to get fixed, but we have to wait for that. So it's going to be a little while before I can get around to doing stuff like that. I'm sorry. It would be a cool comparison to do, but I don't think we're going to get the ability to do it anytime soon.
Yes.
Bob says, watch all your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Mr. Bob. Brian says, nailers barely bury the nail at full pressure and max depth adjustments. Which nailers are those? Are y'all going to go on silence to the other house?
Silence?
I don't know what that means.
Maybe...
Go on since the other house? I don't know. Are we going back to our place in Montana? No. You should pull up that picture from...
Yes, we are.
Yeah, no, it's...
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There's a donation. It just showed up.
Holy cheese and crackers.
Ordnance Marine. Please need to relocate to Montana and need some place to displace after VA went dark blue. Still trying to figure out the logistics of getting my tools out of this state and back to America now. Wow. First of all, thank you so much. Second of all, email me red@denoftools.com And I'll be happy to, if you want, I mean, if you're behind enemy lines, I totally understand. He's in Virginia, and Virginia just went totally crazy.
Yep.
Anti-2A, anti-everything. Yeah, that's what we left California for the same reason.
Yeah.
Of course, we had a boating accident prior to that and lost all of those things. It was tragic. You should close that cabinet right there. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the no, seriously, and not just you. If anybody has any questions about you want to relocate to another state, we moved to Las Vegas because of a relationship kind of thing. I have an ex-wife and a son, my oldest son, through her, and we wanted to keep the kids near each other for going to school. So they go to school down here in Nevada, and then we go up to Montana for the summer. Mm-hmm. But all of our legal stuff and everything is handled through Montana, and I'd be happy to help anybody, live in a state where people they're friendly and they say hi to you as you walk down the street, and they don't try to use the government to tell you what you can and can't do. Anyway, back off my soapbox. Hiya from Florida. We don't participate in winter here. I've heard that.
Yes.
I've been to Florida a few times. I love it down there. I know a lot of people give Florida a bad rap. I love Florida. Yeah. I like to sail. I like being on the water. I think YouTube's gotten so big with people not willing to leave that they are pretty much doing what they want at times. YouTube's a monopoly. Yeah.
Well, and I'm thinking about all of the companies that I've seen that happens to, and then at a certain point, things change one way or the other.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we haven't seen that in tech yet. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen any of these giant tech companies get to a point where they start getting threatened by somebody else and have to change. I mean, well, YouTube has. They got threatened by Patreon, so they started their own Patreon. That's what they do. They get threatened by something, and then they incorporate it, and then they control it. And anyway, Wohawk. Hey, Wohawk. He saw no ads when he came in. Well, if you haven't, if you've already seen an ad recently, then they're not going to serve you another ad. So there's a weird algorithm about how they do ads.
William Logan's going to be in Vegas the first week in January.
Woohoo!
When you guys are traveling or are going to be in the same place as us, whether it's Montana or here, or if we are traveling somewhere else, send us an email.
Yeah.
I love seeing that you are going to be here. But send us the details, when exactly are you going to be here? And we would, if our schedule allows, we would definitely love to get together.
Get together, hang out, have a drink or something. Yep. We'd love to.
Nice, Ben.
Road 418 says, "Good evening to you from Kansas."
Hey, Kansas.
What'd you say?
Ben, Dover.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. JTAP, guys here in the Kenworth truck plant laugh at the guys on YouTube trying to telling people to support the tool trucks. They said half the stuff they ordered from the tool truck never shows. There is that. I've also heard there's big long delays sometimes depending on what is in stock and what isn't. Mitch just thought you were coming up to Livingston. It's cold here. It's in Great Falls. Yes. We were actually we were 4:00 in the morning getting ready to get in. We had the kids in the car getting ready to leave when I sat down and decided to check my my account real quick because she suggested she had some women's premonition, and we decided that we weren't going to go to Montana because the internet access is tricky enough during the summer. It always goes out when it rains and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We knew there was a bunch of snowfall and stuff coming and cold weather and winds
and we wanted to try to fix things.
Yeah, we wanted to get stuff taken care of here. We like to have our ducks in a row before we go off and relax and hang out with family and friends and stuff. Ralph says, switching from Felix to Torx 25. Your thoughts? Just now? I'm teasing. I am, but yeah, do it. Torx 25. I thought Torx 20 was more common, but Fred Hill. Don't make me.
Scoop me.
Oh, God. Well, you do have the antlers for it. I'm just saying.
You're gonna check me out?
Yes. You should get an orange vest on just to be safe. Hi, my name is Griffin. Hey, I know that name. My wife's idea, and sadly, no, she's not a fan of the channel. You have a son named Griffin, right? I do. We certainly do. And, yeah, that's why we smiled when we saw that.
Yeah.
Hey, does anyone make a fluff-free large socket set that comes in a case? If not in a case, can you recommend a good way to carry a large set around? Tecton. Tecton has several cases. There's absolutely no fluff in any of them. And go look at one of my videos on Tecton. And to be fair, because I have to say this because of the FTC and just for clarity, the links that I use in Tecton are affiliate links. So if you buy something you want those links, it does help support the channel. But, you can buy it off Amazon where I don't get an affiliate link. You can buy it in a lot of retail stores. What's the one around here? It's CAL something. Can't remember. Cal Ranch. CAL Ranch. And they have it. Myers has them in store. And some other ones. But also you can buy them directly off their website. Let's see here. Did you see the new holiday ad for Harbor Freight? The press had an excerpt about replacement parts coming. I just posted something in the whatchamacallit. Fred Hill, another $1.99 super chat.
Thank you.
Ding, 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 ding. Easy. You're right under the microphone. Donna Ra's going to hear you and she's going to light you on fire. Anyway, I just posted his comments about the spare parts. That's something I've been saying is coming for a while. I'm glad to see it's actually rolling out earlier than we were expecting. I was told it was going to be end of first quarter, beginning of second quarter next year, and here they're rolling it out already, so that's awesome. They, as I said, they knew they had a problem there, and they were wanting to address it. And I guess when the president of the company says fix it, it gets fixed. Dan, careful about those garage door tension springs. They can be very dangerous.
Yes.
Paul, you're right about that. I'm lucky in that... Well, I don't know if I'm lucky. I'm looking up at it right now. It's called a Dilton Torque Master. So the springs in this one, it's a little different. The springs are actually inside a tube. So there's a metal, like a galvanized pipe that runs all the way across. And the springs are inside that pipe. And then they have torsion control arms on either side. So it's not something that's not like a lot of the other ones where the springs can really, lash out at you and stuff like that. So... though it does make it a tad bit more difficult to fix. But I don't have to fix it, so. Glenn says, hi from Texas. Love the videos. Reconditioning tools, pretty awesome deals. Some things to consider when needing more tools. Never could have enough. I've had a tremendously good luck in all the reconditioned items, factory reconditioned items I've ever bought. I've bought quite a few, especially with electronics. All your laptops when you were still with Apple laptops, a lot of our cell phones, a lot of the stuff. Do you think of anything we bought that was reconditioned that didn't work out?
No.
Yeah, they've all worked great.
Laptops, tablets. Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about
cars.
Vitamixes. Somebody I know wants to get a Vitamix, and I was.
Oh yeah.
The best way is to look for a really great coupon that happens like once or twice a year, or just stock their website, and they do have reconditioned, refurbished ones that come with the same factory warranty, so you don't have to worry about getting a lemon.
Sorry, I'm just looking right now because, again, I just realized our chat window thing wasn't showing up for some reason. I don't know. If YouTube keeps us up, I'm about to read for a lawyer. Yeah.
Barbecue 76. Thank you so much. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah.
Let me get back to our chat window. There we go. Porter Cable Brad Nailers. Oh, Porter Cable Brad Nailers. That's too bad. I always heard that it's been a long time since I've used a Porter Cable Brad Nailer, or any kind of Porter Cable nailer, to be honest. But I always heard that they were, reliable little workhorses. Definitely not the top of the line kind of stuff, but they would get the job done. But Porter Cable has been going back. For those of you who don't know, by the way, and I know a lot of you do know this part, that Porter Cable was showing up at least online on Home Depot, the cordless stuff that had been disappearing from Lowe's. And I put a call in to Home Depot and actually got a call back and had a conversation with somebody there in the public relations department who knew nothing about it. And she said that she's going to do some research and get back to me and try to get me in touch with somebody who can speak more about what their plans are for the line of tools. So hopefully we'll be getting you some more information on that. Paul says, Red, looking to get a drill for around the house. Would you recommend the Hart drill from Walmart? Paul, let me say this. I've never used the Hart drill, but it is made by TTI, which owns Milwaukee and right. Oh, hey, the chat window showed up.
Finally. It was just very slow. It was late for...
It was taking a nap.
Yes.
That is so messed up. So anyway, it is a... I'm going to expand that chat window there so it can test you.
It's fine. It'll just go over your face, honey.
Yeah, you say that now. Anyway, they look really good. And I talked to the guys at Hart, and they sound like they know what they're doing. Ryobi makes some respectable tools for around the house kind of stuff. I don't think you can go wrong with it. How about that? I think that you might get more use out of something like the Bauer line or the Cobalt line from Lowe's. But if you're like, I'm at Walmart all the time and I like the prices on these and this is my happy place, then, and you're just wondering like, am I going to be okay doing this? Then yes. They're going to have a huge line of tools and a lot of accessories to go with those batteries. So I think you'll be fine.
We had 2 super chats that I can't read because they're not in our window. But one of them was for $5.
What? Let me scroll down. Robert Farley, $5. Found your channel a few weeks ago. Love watching on my downtime while supporting the military overseas. Very nice.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, Robert. And I think that there was one right before that as well, unless that's...
Oh, Client Graphics is in the house. How's it going, man?
Hey.
Barbecue 76. If YouTube keeps this...
You already saw that one.
Oh, I did.
So scroll down and see if we somehow missed another one after that. Okay.
If we have, it has not shown up in my feed yet.
Alrighty.
Okay. Let's see here. Quinn versus Craftsman. Or not Craftsman. Quinn all day long. All the Snap-on fanboys are going nuts. How anyone can pay $100 for a wrench? I don't get it, man. They're just... They bought into the marketing. That's all there is to it. Shut up, Moto. Actually, shut up,
like Moto's
LG.
cousin.
Shut up, LG. Can you do a video about different styles of drill press chucks and another on hand-powered drill chucks? Dewey, that's a great idea. Let's see here. I'm writing it down right now.
As we speak.
Guide to chucks. Not checks. Chucks. And not the shoes. All right. I have a spreadsheet that I keep up that I schedule videos and try to figure out when everything's going. It has all my video ideas and whatnot. And I just added it to the list. For relocation information, check out World According to Briggs. Interesting YouTube channel. I've seen this. I don't agree with a lot of his stuff. It's entertaining. How about that? I don't know if I agree with it, but it's entertaining. Is that a collet rack behind you? Did you pick up a lathe or a mill? No, it's not. And no, I haven't. I want one, but I need to get my shop in order before I start investing in. I also need to get paid by YouTube. I've got a friend local who is a machinist who is promised to help me get into machining and stuff once I get everything set up here. Let's see here. Well, he says, I'll do that. Staying at Luxor for 5 days, January 2nd to the 8th. That's great. I think the Luxor is a fun hotel.
Kids love that one.
And as it's really value priced. One thing I will say is ask them when you're checking in. First of all, sign up for the player's card and all that stuff, first of all. And if you have to create a separate email address so you're worried about spam or something, do that. Mm-hmm. Just make sure you sign up for a card. And then when you're signing in, just be nice and be excited and be energetic and like, I'm really excited to be here in Vegas, and ask to see if there's any way possible to get upgraded to a room with a view. And if you're lucky, if it's not busy, and during midweek, it shouldn't be busy at all, especially that time, because at a week or two after that is when SHOT Show starts happening and CES and all that stuff. But before that, they're going to be dead.
So 2nd through the 8th, right?
Yeah. Luxor has some really cool rooms in the pyramid, and then they have 2 stacked like towers, stubby towers behind it. Those have the newer rooms. They're more updated. It just looks more updated, but looks like it doesn't have that same kind of theme and feel as like the old classic Vegas like you do in the pyramid. Let's see here. And also I'm going to keep going on the pyramid here. If you are in the pyramid and you're in one of the elevators, they go up at an angle.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so if there's people on your elevator who have, say, been drinking or holding a drink, don't stand next to them. I've seen so many drinks.
You'll be wearing it. And if they, sometimes they have, thank you so much, Fred Hill. Ding, 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 ding. Sometimes you can tell that the gentleman or lady has perhaps had one too many. Don't stand next to them either, because sometimes the elevator makes them feel unwell.
Yes. Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not a direction they're used to. Yep. Artie says, every day I get the same Bloomberg ad on your stream. That's ridiculous, man. I despise that, man, with a passion.
There's another reindeer. Why, hello.
Hi. I've come to say hi and that we're having so much fun decorating.
I'm glad.
I heard you guys singing in there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excellent. The tree looks beautiful.
Thank you.
I've also been having fun. We got a free year of Disney Plus through one of the cell phone plans that we have, and I've been making them watch all the old classic Disney from the 60s and early 70s, and we watched the Shaggy DA. We watched
that one. I don't think I'd ever seen. I thought you were completely insane when you put that on.
Watched the Shaggy DA. We watched the Snowball Express, the one where the family inherits the ski lodge in Silver Springs, Colorado, or something like that. And it's hilarious because the kids are all like, "We want a ski lodge now," and I'm like, "I'm totally down for that."
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if we can raise $800,000 tonight, only $800,000 right here in the little there in the tip jar. $800,000,
but not through super chats.
Not through super chats. We'll take 30% more. But if we can. The ski lodge in southern Idaho I think it's southern Idaho. Maybe it's it's in Idaho. It's in Idaho, called Soldier Mountain. It used to be owned by Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. It's on sale right now for $800,000.
Yeah, it's a steal. Yeah, we don't currently.
And you can all come and stay all you want.
Okay, let's not be crazy. You guys have to, email us so we can rotate.
You'll have to do your own laundry, but still. Anyway. Let's catch up here. We're getting behind. Twofold question. Do you know what the lowest price of the Central Machinery 1-inch by 30-inch belt sander is? Have you worked with the 99 workbench with light and pegboard? Yes. The blue one. I love that workbench. I even did a video called I Was Wrong because I used to say that it seemed like a piece of junk. A bunch of guys here told me you need to try it. I got one for small part kind of stuff assembly. I do a lot of stuff with electronics. Fabulous for that because you can ground to it. It's a great workbench. The 30-inch sander, just a second. Let me check real quick. Make sure I'm not giving out wrong info. What are you giggling about over there, Giggles?
Sean G. Well, so I was looking at the messages here. Sean G said, "Is this a timeshare scam?" No.
No, but it could be.
No. DR Falcon says 800,000 offer 725.
Oh,
I'll bet they'll take it. Yeah.
It's here. Hold on here.
Also, we like looking at real estate, and so if you're ever bored, that is an excellent pastime for many reasons.
We wanted to do a channel where it was nothing more than us critiquing people's...
We're still going to do that channel. Yeah, because sometimes it's like, you know that someone's taking photos of your house, so perhaps pick up your dirty underwear, or close the toilet seat.
Or not leave that bottle of KY jelly sitting next to the bed.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or like all the booze bottles.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
So the 1-inch, it's normally like around $55. There is still a super coupon, 20% off super coupon that does not have central machinery called out for it. That's still good to the end of the year. Go to Harbor Freight Coupon Database, hfqbdb.com. I'm not affiliated with them, just they're good people over there. I know Clint, the guy who runs it, he's a great guy. Go check him out, and you can find that coupon, and that'll get you 25% off of that like $55 price. Should get down to low 40s. Offer $7.25. I bet they'll take it.
Yes.
And let's see here. Where was I?
Jennifer White Wolf, I agree. Luxor is a fun place to stay and look at all the theme stuff. Caesar's Palace is old school luxury.
I'm not a fan of it. Is old school. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, but it's an interesting, it's interesting people watching.
Which is funny because like when it comes to like the Rat Pack and old classic Vegas, I'm a huge sucker for. If they did a new like Desert Sands kind of casino with that kind of Frank Lloyd Wright, 50s-esque kind of thing, I would be all about that. Gurmeet says, yeah, going super fast on side note, I got some new YouTube vids on my channel. One of the Razor with just a broken window left to fix, and I put one up about the MSR Pocket Rocket. Okay. Let's see here. I'm like, why can't I find where I was? Because I'm on the wrong chat window. There we go. Right. Look at that. Fred Hill. Man, Fred, you're killing it tonight, dude.
Thank you so much. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to have to have like a special song just for Fred.
All right, let me try to catch up here. We called that.
I'm losing my pants.
What do you think about the Harbor Freight scroll saw? I think the Harbor Freight scroll saw is quite fine. However, there are tons and tons of vintage scroll saws that show up on Craigslist that are cast iron, and they show up for like $50 to $100, and just like a couple hours of work with them, and you've got yourself a 26-inch throat, quarter horse or half horsepower scroll saw. That is one of the few times where I'm like, really, you need to look at Craigslist. And now if there's no Craigslist near you, like there's not a lot of listings in your area, I totally get it. You can't go wrong with it, but you'll do way better with that. I did a video on it a couple of years ago, and people were like, oh, you're full of it. And then the comment section were like, oh my gosh, you were totally right. I checked. I found 3 of them. They're just, I don't know what it is, but there's a ton of them out there. I know. I need to move faster.
I know you do. Fred Hill said, have you ever eaten at the Gold Steer? It's great. I have not, but every single time I go by it, I'm like, son of a gun, we should go there for date night. Yep. So
it's on our list.
When we get paid.
Yeah.
But we will check it out. Thank you for the recommendation.
So Brian asks, would high-low fittings help? You shouldn't need high-low fittings for an air gun. They're just not. The air comes through. It gets pressurized. That should not be an issue when it comes to a nail gun. What do you think? Harbor Freight's. Oh, just said that. Can you do a video about different styles? We talked about that. For relocation information, all right. I'm all lost here. For some reason, there is some areas blurred out on the MSR vid. Not sure what YouTube did for that. That's weird. That YouTube would choose to do that.
Interesting.
Funny is YouTube channel I seen bashes other mechanics when he has a parts changer at the airport in Atlanta. His name is Chad. I don't like to talk about other channels about what they do wrong or do right. We just try to focus on us being us here.
Man. William Logan, I hope everything's okay. His proximity alarm went off. So
jeez.
Right, I hope everything's okay.
Give him both barrels. Do you think Hercules or Bauer will make a biscuit joiner? Yes, I do. And I think it will...
That would be a fun project.
Probably be Bauer. Did I hear blowtorch needed? Daughter Raw's in the house.
Hey.
Welding gloves, your choice. My choice is yes. So my background is less in welding, but I have done a lot with brazing and sweating
listening.
copper pipe and stuff. And I used to build moonshine stills and stuff like that. So I always use the old school, really thick gloves that go way back and stuff like that.
It looks like a
blacksmith
falcon
glove. Yeah.
land on your arm. The first time I saw it, I'm like, what is he doing with birds?
Me and Sir Edmund here.
That probably means something that's where my brain went rather than welding.
That's funny because I never would have thought about that until you mentioned it. The
Lady
second
Hawk.
you say that,
Yep.
I'm like, oh, Lady Hawk. Yeah.
Yep.
That's one of her favorite movies.
Yep.
So, I've always gone with those. And, but, getting into MIG and such, I go with the more lightweight gloves. So, I don't know. I don't do a lot of welding, so it's hard for me to choose. I just buy the ones they have at Harbor Freight. They seem fine. $10. David Woodruff,
Thank you.
$10.
Ding, 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 ding. Thank you so much.
And Barbecue 76 twice, once for $2 and once
you.
for $1.
Thank you. What are you looking for? She is going through your tool chest.
Wait, what? Whoa.
Bing, bing, bing. What are you looking at?
You don't reach into a man's tool chest without asking.
Need a
You've been
screwdriver.
raised, but you've been raised
needs
better
a
than that, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can I have a screwdriver?
What do you need?
A small screwdriver.
What kind of
What kind
screwdriver?
of screwdriver?
I think it's like
Slotted or Phillips? Or Torx?
it's not flathead.
Okay,
So,
It's
Phillips?
the star. It's the star head. I think.
Philip.
The
Phillips.
multi-star or like the cross?
The cross.
Okay, how big? Like really tiny or kind of big?
Really tiny.
And I know that we are sort of
Point
behind,
down.
and he is. Yep. Careful, Ellie Bell. But one of our lovely subscribers, is from Vietnam and said good morning.
Oh.
So thank you so much. Vietnam is definitely on my bucket list. It's beautiful.
I can't speak any Vietnamese. I can order food.
You can drink their coffee. Enjoy
Cafe,
it.
cafe soda.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, Vietnamese food is one of my favorites. And that's
Yeah,
how I always
we
look at
really
culture.
love
So,
Vietnamese
food
food.
is a foundation for culture. But yeah, Vietnam's a beautiful country. I'd love to go there sometime. And all right, let me get back to where I was with comments.
Ooh,
I wasn't that
going
far behind.
So fast. So fast.
Oh, I guess I was. You let me get behind again. Well,
You
it
hear
goes
that?
your
I
choice.
let him get behind.
Paul St. Marie is one use for used tools you skipped over is pawn shops. Well, we weren't talking about used tools. We were talking about refurbished tools. That's why I didn't talk about pawn shops. But you're right. You can get stuff at pawn shops. But I'll be honest. In my experience,
Yeah, it's kind of few. and
pawn
far
shop
between.
prices have never been to the point where they were so less expensive than getting a really good sale or getting a factory refurbished that I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to the pawn shop instead because it's that much cheaper. Who stole my sneeze?
I don't know.
It was
but
right
you
over
almost
there.
Made me sneeze.
Oh. Anyway, let's see here. No. Porter Cable went to hell after SPD bought them. Paul, truer words never spoken. I don't try to bash on Stanley Black & Decker. They just keep making crappy tools. It's not my fault.
Walter said Menards did carry Porter Cable and pulled it.
Yep. Matt says he got a Porter Cable siding nailer that's a tank. It just keeps working. That's what I said. When it comes to the nailers, I've never heard anything bad about them. Yours was the first comment that somebody had was having problems with them. Greystone Gardens, hey there, how's it going?
Hey.
Costco might have Porter. Yeah, Costco was carrying Porter Cable for a while, and I'm seeing a lot of that stuff show up in all those clearance house kind of places. You see it on Woot all the time.
And I think Costco just started a new sale, like today. Sort of like an extension of their Black Friday stuff. They stopped having things on Black Friday, and then today it's supposed to start again. So check out Costco.
And Novus Nick says, your live stream is the best part of the week. Love seeing the two of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I thought for sure it was going into the best part of waking up.
It's Folgers in your cup.
At least not a bear in your cup.
Do they even make those commercials? We are not sponsored by coffee.
Mr. Doughboy in the house. How's it going?
Hey.
No, and I did promise. I had so many people reach out to me after my top 10 gifts for dad or guys want me to do a video on making coffee. You can use a popcorn air popper to roast green coffee beans. And I've done it a bunch, and it's a lot of fun. So
for a hot second, I thought you were looking to me like I was going to make that.
I
make a lot of stuff in the kitchen, but
I had at least a couple air poppers around here. I don't know. They're probably in storage somewhere, probably back in California. So I probably need to go out and buy another air popper here to do that.
Yes, I know. I'll do it tomorrow.
Brian says, I saw a head-to-head test of Impact Drivers. Ryobi beat Hart. Yes, I saw that too, and I'm not surprised in the least bit. But when you're talking for around the house, the question about whether something, it's like talking about drag racing. It's like, well, are you going to beat this? Are you going to buy this car because it beat the other car by a quarter second in the quarter mile? Maybe. What are you going to use that car for? Go in the grocery store? Then who cares?
Yeah. Welcome. Edward just subscribed.
Thank you, Edward. There's a lot of guys who put way too much emphasis into this one beat that one by that much. At the end of the day, and they always use this excuse of, well, over the course of a lifetime of that tool, I will save X amount of hours. No, you really won't. Because in real world experience, you're not sitting there going, in a perfect setup, going zip, 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 zip. Mm-hmm. You might think that you do a bunch, but in reality you don't. You got so much more time spent in moving from here to there and setting up this and getting this. You get the piece in place, and then you go to screw it, and then the piece moves.
And then you drop the screw 4 times, and then you're like, son of a gun.
And then you go to get it again, and your assistant moves it, and you have to beat him with a stick. Not that I've ever done that, but it's so much more time is wasted on 90% of the other work that you're doing than the actual use of the power tool. That saving minuscule seconds per use of the power tool is not really going to, in the long run, get you that kind of time savings you think it is. And I've done those tests just to show what people, the information that they're asking for, but at the end of the day, it's just like, you want to look at it and go, did it get the job done?
Nick Hoffman got his credit card information stolen yesterday. I am super sorry. I'm sure
sucks.
that you are taking care of it, but I was a fraud analyst for 20 years.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, feel free to email us. I will give free advice.
Jay Chap says he bought the Ryobi 10-inch miter saw for DIY saw for home use. It's a decent little saw for that. That's exactly what it's for. Does anyone know if Harbor Freight scroll saw? We had answered that one. And let's see here. Got my credit. Oh, you just read that. Poor Red's going to die of shock if he prices an outrage chuck. Oh, now I'm going to have to check that out just to see if I do. And Steve's back for now.
Hey.
Dude says, I have a mini mill. Once I move, I will upgrade. That's cool. I'm jealous. And thinking of getting my father a Sawzall for Christmas. His old Chicago one burnt out. Would you recommend? He needs one to finish his project. It depends on how much he uses it. I mean, the Chicago one he had, did it last a long time? Then get him another one of those. They make a slightly better version of it, and now you've got the cordless one for Bauer and the cordless for Hercules. I think both of those are excellent. I'm a huge fan of the Milwaukee. The first power tool I ever bought was a corded Milwaukee Sawzall. I'm also a big proponent of buying corded when you don't need cordless. So,
what is this?
Magnets. Give them to me.
I like them.
No.
I was playing with them earlier.
Yeah, and then I'm going to be missing them. They go over here. They're my welding magnets. They go with this thing.
Well, they were my magnets earlier today.
They're not ever your magnets.
They were. Totally mine.
I wonder why stuff goes disappearing around my shop.
I just thought you got me really fancy jewelry.
Farming with Harmon's peeping that icon toolbox. Yeah, it's kind of a mess right now. We've been moving stuff around all over the place.
Look too close.
We got our. If you move your head, they can see the artwork that my daughter's been posting to it.
Yes.
Oh,
I love that artwork.
Brad's workbench in the house. How's it for you, big fella? Hey, Brad, how goes it? Let's see here. Any chance of running a series of videos ranking different power tools, hand tools, toolboxes, etc. by value? This would be helpful for the infrequent buyer. Yeah, Dana, I've actually started doing that. I did a video last year on the best half-inch drill drivers. It's an hour-long video. I got to find a format that I can get all the information together in that and not have it run so long. But, yeah, we are going to be doing stuff like that.
Wow, you're really behind.
Yes, you are.
Because I read those, like, ages ago.
My wife and I stayed at the Luxor a long time ago. The incinerators are interesting. Darn it, now you're talking about it. I'm sending this anyways.
Yep.
Jeff, do you know anything about the Harbor Freight scroll? Oh, yeah, we already answered that. By the way, we do get to comments. I read through all of them. Please don't repeat, don't spam the comments, because as you see, I've now read that 4 or 5 times now.
Wait, which one?
The one about, do I know anything about the scroll saw?
Yep.
Do you see where a town in Utah's reassessment of a house up to $1 billion?
Maybe somebody got a little crazy with
Sounds like somebody missed a decimal point. Do you think Harbor Freight will drop the price back down on the Hercules 20? I don't know. I think what they'll do is they'll have coupons out like they do with all the other stuff now. It's they raise the price and then they put a coupon, or they lower the price and they don't have a coupon. That's the way Harbor Freight plays the pricing game, and it changes year round. So yeah, there's going to be some more changing with that. The Mike Adams says, I'm taking your past advice on the Admiral miter saw, and I'm getting one. Harbor Freight has on sale this month. What's your opinion on the Central Pneumatics framing nail gun? I've never used the higher end Central Pneumatics stuff. I've only used the smaller end ones. They've been fine. I've got the Pierce gun. It's great. I think all of the nailing guns are actually fine. It depends on how much you use it. If you're going to use it a lot, I would get the Banks or the Pierce. But if it's for occasional use, I think the Chicago Pneumatic will be fine. DR Falcon says, I'm watching way too much HGTV. I didn't think that was possible.
I was going to say, you're going to say that's not
I
possible.
love, it's like that and the DIY channel. I love watching that stuff.
Steven says that they have an air popcorn popper.
I have a bad diagnosis there. I have sparkleitis.
Oh, wow.
Secondhand glitter is a real problem.
Yep.
Thanks.
Oh, now your shirt is all glittery.
I hope you enjoy it.
If we get 40,000, give $1 a piece. Bingo, 40 grand. That'll get us part of the way there. We're almost to that ski resort, guys.
Yes.
Just think, we only have to fill the chip jar 50,000 more times, and we'll be there.
Whoa. We're going on a ski resort?
Yeah,
No,
there's
we're buying one.
$800,000. So go start collecting cans.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go to California
I'll
and do a lot
be
of
right
recycling.
back in about like 10 minutes.
It used to be owned by Demi Moore and what's his name?
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
What is that movie that I like? Die Hard. The Die Hard guy.
Remember, it's not Christmas until what's his name falls off the Nakatomi Plaza.
Yep. I love that movie. I could watch that movie like every single day.
That is a Christmas tradition in our house. Pick up your underwear. Make sure you leave the KY jelly out. There you go.
Yep.
What are your favorite food values in Vegas? Oh my gosh. What's the name of the Mexican place that I like? The Kojo Mexican. With the
yes. Comex.
Comex. It's Comex.
Yeah.
Korean Mexican. It's in a terrible part of town, but the food's so good.
Yes, it is so amazingly good.
The fried rice
I would go and bring your own Tupperware container so you can take
crack.
2 things of stuff to go. It is so good.
Talking about value, it's not cheap, but you get so much food, is Hash House A Go-Go.
Yes. like, it's not like super cheap, but you could definitely get 2, maybe even 3 meals out of the one meal that you purchase.
Pancakes this big.
No joke. They're like super
with like
huge.
Snickers and bananas chopped up in them.
Or like Lucky Charms in them. It's interesting. If you want to look up their menu. Their menu is online. There's tons of people who have reviewed it. I'm trying to think what else is like affordable and yummy.
Anything not on the strip.
Yeah. Grocery stores. I mean, that's the other thing. Like, when we have friends or family that come here, my big thing is, when are you arriving? What hotel are you staying at? And can I bring stuff to the hotel?
No, in Marrakesh.
Oh, yeah, Marrakesh. Was
not cheap. It's $50 a person, but you will roll out of there so much food.
Yeah, there's a lot of food, and there's dancing.
Belly dancing.
Yeah.
You're not... Well, you can dance with the belly dancer. But.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, those kids were so cute.
Shaun of the Dead says, on the heels of your the good, the bad, and the ugly of Ryobi, is the system good for home DIY or worried about the battery platform changing from other brands? What about Bauer? I think Bauer is an excellent home brand. I think Ryobi is a good home brand. I think the Heart is going to be around for a long time. Walmart's not going to invest in something like that, especially with TTI. It's too big a name for it to be a fly-by-night kind of thing. And the Cobalt brand from Lowe's are all great home DIY brands. Let's see here.
Who was it that asked about the affordable snacks, foods?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Let's see here. Brian says, saw your video. Got it. Harbor Freight versus DeWalt 7840 portable table saw. Have to say DeWalt's cog fence with a something or other. I don't know. It got cut off.
Barbecue 76 donated another $2. Oh my goodness. Tip jar 50K more times. Nope. 40 more times.
What?
Thank you so much.
What CNC machine to manufacture the ultimate pack out? Probably the Shape Oko is one of the best ones that you can just buy a kit and it will just work. I like the Inventables, but it's not quite as robust as the new Shape Oko. And then there's Ox Builds. You could probably look into them also. That's more of a desktop parts CNC kind of thing. But you can make with any of those systems, you can make a big, something that will do CNC on a 4x8 sheet of plywood. Without having to go to something like the shop-made CNC and that kind of stuff where you're going to spend $10,000. Sad that they tore down the Riviera. Jennifer, you and me both. I won a couple grand one night playing limit poker there. I walked out of there. I had no idea where I was in time and space. I'd been at the table for like 9 hours, but
I remember the story. I was not
playing $2 limit poker, and I won a couple grand. The joke is on the people who stole my credit card. I have no money. Several.
I know. That's me too. That's happened before, and I'm like, good luck, buddy. Good luck.
When we bought our first house, apparently somebody had stolen my identity, used my social security number to get a loan, buy a house, paid it off. I'm like, sure, that's totally me.
Yeah.
What do you think of rigid air tools? I've never used them. I don't know. I've seen some decent ones. I've never used them. Haven't really gotten any feedback on them. Can't really talk about them.
Welcome, Acefires 325.
Woohoo! What's the outlook for Hercules cordless? Is 20 volt, 12 volt going to be a large lineup like Bauer? I got that. It's going to be a big line. It's not going to be as big as Bauer because it's going to be more focused on higher tier professional level stuff. But it's clear they're going to be expanding both of them. They put more weight into Bauer first because it's got a broader audience appeal. I wish they had done Hercules. I think the Hercules is a better brand, but it's also more expensive. And for the average DIYer, prosumer, you don't really need that. So I can understand why they put the focus on Bauer first. But we're going to be seeing a whole bunch more Hercules next year. Claymore Roomba. Have you been following, what's his name? Excuse me, I can never remember his name. The AK guy. I love his channel. I'm just jealous of his hair. Let's see here. Boyd says they use both blades pinned and plan. Not sure what that means. Maybe I missed the reference because we're so far behind. Let's see here. Oh, it's going to jump on me. It did it. It did it, you dirty bugger. Sorry, YouTube likes to jump on me and change where things are as I'm scrolling. As I get closer to the end and catching up. DeWalt's Fence wins. Sorry for autocorrect. Echo your thoughts below. Rate for slow nailers. Here's what I'm going to say. Some people do like the fence, but they think it's like a no-brainer. It just always wins. That the rack and pinion fence on the DeWalt versus the one on the Harbor Freight. Here's what I'm going to say. All you guys who are real woodworker types, who really use real table saws, tell him why you don't want a rack and pinion fence. And it's because a guy who's been using a table saw for years can just hit it and knows exactly where it's going to go every time. They don't need to unlock it and dial it in and stuff. They can feel, they know exactly what they want to slide it to right where they want it. And that's why on a real table saw, like the big cabinet saws, you will never see a rack and pinion system. You just won't, because real woodworkers don't want them.
Catherine Ransom, thank you so much. She donated $4.99.
Aww.
With the uneven donation. Thank you. And there's like a little dancing, it almost looks like a pear, but I know that's not what that is. What is
yeah, I know. I think it is a pear.
It's like a cool, anyways. Thank you so much.
And AceFire325.
Yes, that's...
Well, I thought you said you subscribed. You actually became a member.
Yes.
Yes. Did you ding for that? Thank you for joining the den.
All off tonight, so I apologize.
For those of you who don't know, if you see someone's name there and it's got the little bear symbol behind them, that means they've joined to become a member of the Den of Tools. And it's like Patreon, but it's built into YouTube. So I really appreciate it. I think that's awesome. Thank you so much. Let me get back here. I was so close to catching up. And this is why I just got a small set myself for tools. LOL. The deer ears are back. Hipsters and hippies in the house. How goes it?
Yes, I love these. I did not find anything inspiring this week. And if it's not like amazing and super affordable, I'm kind of not buying it. So I really like these. I know that you guys can't tell, but they're kind of glittery. And I like glittery. I like sparkles.
She does. She got compliments on your glitter the other day.
I did some eye makeup that was very glittery.
Speaking of which, we need to take a second here. Time out. Hold your comments for just a minute. We need to do a thank you for all the... First of all, thank you for everyone who's supported with the super chats and everything tonight. You guys are wonderful. Everyone who's decided to become a member or has been a member for months and months here, you guys are amazing. Also, I want to thank you to all our wonderful moderators. You know, from Joe Smith, our first moderator, on down. Everyone there with the cobalt blue wrench, as we like to say next to their name. Yep. They're moderators here. A lot of them are also content creators as well. And I would ask that if you could take a minute out of your day to say thank you for them spending their time, donating their time to the channel. If you could go and check out their channel and check out their content, watch one of the videos, give it a thumbs up, and maybe even consider liking and ringing the bell or subscribing and ringing the bell over there. Yep. That'd be great, because we like to support all content creators, even if they're not tool content creators, anybody on YouTube. And really want to say thank you again to everyone who does that and helps support the channel. And then I also wanted to... Oh my goodness. And another subscriber. That's not what I was looking for. Did you want to respond to somebody there?
Jake is curious about what Kentucky jelly is, and do they sell it at Harbor Freight?
No, but it's great on toast. Yeah.
Delicious.
You need to look up Earl Pitt's American Kentucky Jelly. It's an old radio program, a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, where he calls up the KY Jelly Company as Earl Pitt's American. Just tells it, I just gotta tell you, I really love that Kentucky jelly. I put it on toast. It is so good.
They're gonna look it up. Anyways, Harbor Freight does not sell that.
No, they don't. Let's see here. What else was I looking up? Why don't you answer another question there? I'm looking this up.
Barbecue76 says, now I know why it's not easy to follow as the old scrolling chat. This one seems to be in real time versus your mother is here when we could see you scrolling through the chats.
Oh.
What? And television network, if you like this channel, press the like button. If you don't like this channel, press the like button 3 times. Love it.
Vote now, vote often.
Yep.
So the other person I wanted to say thank you for, and I'm going to post this in the old chats here, is we've got a friend who's local here in Vegas. Her name is Christina Marie. Mm-hmm. And if you guys could do me a favor, and I just posted the link, if you could go check out her channel and give her a thumbs up. It's a makeup channel, and she's part of the local YouTuber group, and she's a friend of the wife's. And she has been putting out great videos for years and had real problems getting her videos to take off for some reason. I don't know why. She's a real sweetheart. She's really genuine. She does a lot of videos with her husband. He's a really nice guy.
Yep.
And if you could just give her a bunch of thumbs up, it would make her day. And I would really like to have her have a great week. Maybe that could be our Christmas gift for her, is getting her a bunch of likes today. And if you're feeling particularly, in the giving spirit, maybe post it to your social media, send it to your wife or your other female friends you may have who might actually like this kind of stuff, because she puts
a lot of time into it. It's definitely it's definitely not our niche or our market, but
I was gonna say that she's older, not old, but older. She's an older woman, mm-hmm. and does a lot of stuff with anti-aging and mm-hmm. trying to look young and stuff. Yeah. So if you know somebody who that would appeal to, please feel free to send that over to her.
She's got great stuff.
And in doing so, I managed to lose my place in the chats. Great.
Where your was mind I? Up in here. PJ Kentucky told him that it's only available at the Kentucky Harbor Freights.
Oh, okay. I think I found it. All right. Let's see here. Ask how's Norm doing. I think Mrs. Bear should do a top 10 gifts for women. She is. I told her she is this coming week. She's going to be doing it.
I was recently informed that I'm doing that.
We need to talk if you are both in my bedroom when I wake up.
Who is that?
No, it's Nick.
Nice. Yeah.
I see you when you're sleeping.
Yep.
I have a Wise Cam installed in your bedroom. Let's see here. I figured Craftsman was to replace PC and battery tools. Now saw same at Home Depot with pneumatic. Yep, it's going to be that way. Tim Happy donated $2 through Super Chat. Thoughts on used tools on Direct Tools outlets. They are very affordable. I rolled the dice on a few minutes ago on one. I've only had one person ever say anything negative, and the only thing negative was it looked beat up, but it ran fine. And so that's the worst case, and I addressed that in the video. So I think that if you're in any of the TTI lines, you should be looking at Direct Tools as a source for some of your tools.
So Tim Happy, who just donated $2, his comment was happy. So I just
joy.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen any Hart tools at Walmart. Eager to buy some and compare tools to my Harbor Freight. They're slowly rolling them out. I did find this out. They're doing a partial rollout right now. They're still rolling out to, not all the stores have them. The larger rollout is going to come end of first quarter, sometime early second quarter. So that's when you're going to start. And that makes sense because a lot of the stuff that isn't showing up is a lot of the lawn and garden kind of stuff. So come spring, you're going to see the full rollout of all the power tools. Matt says you're correct. Well, of course I am. You're better off with a tool that has easier setup, takedown, and cleaning, and does the job right the first time. You'll get more done in less time. Yes, that's true. By the way, I finally made it back out to the garage last week. Broken hand and new hip are finally getting back to normal. Oh, yeah. Good to see that you're making it back out there, though. That's a good news there. First name Mike says, my wife says that bear guy is okay to watch. She likes the bear.
I do too.
Aw. What's YouTube number in bottom left? That's current watching. We currently have 300. Well, we had 373. I guess we lost 5 people.
Yep.
Or Yeah, 5. My math is strong tonight.
Math.
Brian Mack says, agree that strength of impacts can be overemphasized at some point. Tool is strong enough to do expected tasks for DIYer. That's why I went rigid with my old Nikon Craftsman. And that's another thing. It's not only that, is a tool that uses less force might conceivably last longer because it's not putting as much stress on that tool. I think, did Tim Happy just donate $2 again through Super Chat?
Oh my goodness. Joy, joy, joy. Love it.
Happy,
Bing,
happy.
bing, bing, bing,
Joy,
bing,
joy,
bing,
joy.
bing, 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 bing. Yeah, the bell brings me joy. Thanks.
You're the happiest reindeer I know.
Yep.
My father would use the Sawzall once in a couple months, depending on the project. But for this project, he put it to really heavy use. In that case, I would get the standard Chicago Electric and then get the extended service plan. Like a 1 year or maybe 2 year plan on it. It's a $20 tool. It's probably going to be another $10 for the service plan. Then if anything breaks, you bring it in, slap it on the counter, go replace it. And they go grab a new one and you're done. I must soon depart for the Emperor for the Killers Rex of Sweden. Oh my gosh. Hey Nick, have you ever read 14... What was it? I just forgot what it was called. Was it... There was a series of books. They're like a sci-fi book where a part of West Virginia gets hit by like a random thread through space and gets transported through space-time to the middle of the 100 Years' War in Europe. And it has a whole bunch about the King of Sweden and all this kind of stuff. If you like that era of history, it's an excellent read.
Good evening, Amos Cardoza. It says, how's my favorite pair of bears doing this evening?
We're doing pretty good.
We're good. I love you.
Fred says, pawn shops is true. It's about pawn shops is true. Broomsticks there are overpriced as well, too. They're stupidly overpriced. And I've tried dickering with those kids. I'm like, I can buy it new somewhere else. They're like, fine, go on. They're cruising for suckers, it seems. Oh, excuse me. Bob Vila forgot to spell his name. E.C. White says I scored a 12-inch Bosch miter saw at our local pawn shop for under $100. That's a good deal. Nick says, anyone who got that last comment is automatically my friend. And let's see here. At pawn shops, negotiate. I've tried. Maybe they just don't like me. I don't know what it is, but I have never had any luck at pawn shops.
I think it might be because you're a man. Just gonna leave that there for you.
Yeah, I can't go in and go, I don't know, I just wanted deals.
I really like it.
It's pretty, I want it that way.
It's just too expensive for me right now.
Yeah. John Hickey says, I want to get a wood turning. Which lathe do you recommend for a beginner? P.S. Love the channel. I think the Harbor Freight lathes are excellent for beginners if you can get it with the coupon. There's still a coupon out there that can be used for Central Machinery. Try and see if you can find that one and get it. It's for beginners and intermediates. Those lathes are just fine, especially at that price. Also, first check your local Craigslist. There might be a cheap one. That's another tool you see pretty cheap online all the time too. Is a good lathe. What about rigid nail guns? Don't know anything about rigid nail guns.
Don't forget to subscribe to Daughter of Ra's channel.
Yes.
It has no content.
She has no views. The best lack of videos that you will find anywhere on YouTube.
Yep.
Silver Surfer says, good evening, guys and gals.
Hey.
And reindeer.
Reindeer. Oh my gosh.
Tim Happy says, how about the best 18 gauge, 23 gauge? I'm currently using Ryobi. I prefer 16 gauge myself. Anybody gets that joke is automatically my friend. I also have a Makita. Makita 18 is heavy, and there are 20. Makita makes great ones. Senko makes just awesome nailers, but they're not cheap. For the most part, honestly, I'm pretty happy with the Harbor Freight stuff, but I don't use air nailers. I've never used air nailers professionally. It was not when it wasn't like they didn't have them, but the only guys who used them were on big, big crews. You didn't see anybody on small or medium-sized crews using nail guns. I don't remember why. It was a long time ago. I don't. Maybe. Also, I find it's very regional. Like with circ saws, if you're east of the Mississippi, everyone uses your standard framing circular saw. But out west, everyone uses a worm drive, and it's just this weird like carpenter culture kind of thing. I don't understand it, but that's just the way it is. You guys get that ski resort and we'll come work there. That would be awesome. That would be so much fun.
That would really be super fun.
Yeah. Have you guys watched the show Vanilla Ice Project? I watched it just the other day.
Yes. Okay, I have totally watched that, and I didn't watch it with you, so that's interesting that we both watched that.
Yep. But yeah, I've seen it before here and there.
Somebody said, whiskey, man, what's your poison? Or something to that effect.
For my daily drink, it's Wild Turkey. If I'm just going to grab something. Woodford's Reserve is, if I'm going to spend a little bit more, my favorite. I don't think spending anything more than $40 a bottle is going to get you anything special. With whiskey, it's not supposed to be that polished. That's more something you see with a Scotch whiskey or something like that. Those, sure, you can age them 500 years or something. I don't care. Anything more than 8 years of aging, maybe 10. Anything more than 8 years is really kind of a waste with a bourbon.
Novice Nick, thank you. It says love sent to Christina. Thank you so much.
Donna Ross says that Hans Gruber comment is killing me. Snape is a thing. Drool.
I don't know why I thought leaning in would somehow make that
help
me out, but don't know.
R3DB 34D.
Redbeard.
Redbeard 34D. Nice.
Redbeard.
There you go. What was it? Somebody said Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes, it is.
If you don't think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, you don't have the true meaning of Christmas in your heart.
Although I did see a new Christmas movie, totally different genre and demographics. Noel.
That's my line. I'm the one that found it. You're taking my... Go on, tell them.
We're married. All your stuff belongs to me. What? Oh.
Go on, tell them.
Noel is the cutest movie ever. If you have children, you can definitely watch it with them. And there's like this cute little reindeer... Are you messing up?
I'm an angry reindeer.
Oh my gosh. It's got this cute little reindeer creature. And what's the other thing it has? It has like a little reindeer and something else.
It's got the actual reindeer. Oh, the puffins.
Oh, the
puffins scatter.
I don't know. There's this little cute... Anyway, you just gotta watch it. Anyways, it's a great movie. Check it out. Not Die Hard. I love Die Hard. I love that movie.
If you have a heart, it will make you cry.
Yeah. I totally cried at the end.
So,
a lot.
That one, and what was the other one I watched? It was not the... it was like the animated one. Was it Santa or Klaus?
Klaus?
Yeah.
Is that the Olaf?
No. The one on Netflix that had the really angular art style.
Oh, yes. Klaus. That was good, too.
Those are your two new... So, to be fair, the one you're just talking about, Noel, is a Disney Plus only.
Oh, sorry. Didn't know that.
But because Mandalorian is on Disney Plus, I know you're all getting Disney Plus, at least for this month.
Oh my god, Yoda is so cute in The Mandalorian. That is like the cutest Yoda ever.
The way he's walking
I want to
he's got the little
take
coffee
him and
cup.
snuggle him.
He's
be like Yoda.
But when he's got the coffee cup, he's like this. He's just sitting there with his... He's like... You can just see that, like... It's like me in the morning where you're like... I'm a grumpy
Oh my gosh, that is him.
I gotta have my caffeine.
Like, literally, that was him.
Take the ears.
Yeah, I feel naked. I feel like my head looks weird.
I feel like I'm gonna have a sinus headache from that thing. Oh, the December super coupons are very underwhelming, including the ITC coupons. Yeah, they were. And as you notice, I didn't do a video on it this month. I'm sorry. I know I'm 2 months behind on the monthly stuff, but... Mike Adams. Hey, Mike, how's it going? To add to your point on corded and cordless tools, each tool has its place, positives and negatives. Corded is great until the cord ends, and cordless is great until the battery dies. That is true. The Toolhead says, just got the Admiral Miter saw. I'm very impressed. Great DIY prosumer video saw a video coming soon. I was just going to say, I can't wait to see you do a video on that. I'm sure everyone here is subscribed to Toolhead's channel. Sorry, he does a lot of...
You're just trying to knock me over.
Thought I did that years ago.
You bold.
Same thing. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Maybe I'll one of these days I'll throw my my Herc in the back of the truck and come down there, and we can set it up next to each other, and we can do a direct saw-to-saw comparison between the two.
Man, on my hair.
Harbor Freight has a solar stick-on light that just came out.
Slightly
like
different.
stick on a light on a stick. I mean, that sounds. I'll have to check that out. I like that kind of stuff. I'm stuck. I'm stuck with the Hercules because the money tree won't let me buy anything that's red in color. Nice. EEV blog is posting videos. If the YouTube monopoly is going to be broke and people have to start using new technology, yeah, it's. So he's posting to. Well, let me see what this is here. Hold on here. He's posting to...
I don't know.
You're free. You have escaped the land of spy and censorship. I'll have to check this out.
What is it?
Library, LBRY, the best decentralized content platform on the web.
Cool. So quite a number of people like the antlers on you. Barbecue 76 said, don't give up the antlers back.
I make everything look good.
Wahawk said the ears bring out your eyes. That's right. That's right. He's going to spit all of his soda out all over the screen. Yep.
Yeah. If you are like me and you get sinus problems in the winter.
Oh, yeah. Just have a wife that's really funny when you're drinking whiskey.
Yep. Do a shot of Wild Turkey and have your wife crack you up with some joke and you aspirate it out your nose.
Yep.
Hurts like a son of a... But you will have the... After you finish crying... you will have the clearest sinuses you've ever seen. Barbecue 76 donated $2 through Super Chat.
Bing, 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 bing. Oh my goodness. Christina Marie donated $1.99.
She did not.
Hello, Christina. Look, you can see her.
Hey, Christina.
Bing, 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 bing.
Did you hear us talking about you?
Yes, were your ears like burning?
Oh, let's see here. Ken Graff, how's it going? Or is it? Yeah, it looks like Graff. Barbecue 76 says, I'm glad you got the scrolling chat back. It's not easy to follow as the old ones.
Barbecue 76 wants you to put the ears back on.
No.
Yeah.
Stuff like that gives me a headache.
Just rub them on you.
It really, it's weird. That's why I don't ever wear any jewelry. I don't even wear a wedding ring. I have one. I wear it when we have nights out or special events and stuff, when I want to, let everyone there know that I'm taken and I'm happy about it. But in general, I don't wear any kind of jewelry. Of any kind.
I wear my wedding ring all the time.
I've volunteered to get it tattooed on, haven't I? And
yes.
You said no.
I have not seen a tattoo that I thought.
And you said no.
Yes.
Okay, let's be clear.
Mike Wilson wanted to know if you could recommend a book on winemaking. Sorry, I think I just stabbed you in the knee.
I can't. I haven't done a lot of winemaking. I wrote a book on wine identification and understanding wine, not on how to make wine. And I haven't read a lot of books on how to make wine, so I can't really. I'm sorry.
Barbecue 76 donated another $2, and he said the ears are yours for the rest of the evening. What I'm hearing is that you need your own ears that are...
Here's what I'm going to say. I'll say this. If we hit that $800,000 mark so we can buy the ski launch, I will wear the ears.
He will wear the ears.
Forever.
Yeah.
Now, I would say, as far as recommendation, I can do a recommendation on how to drink wine. That is by the bottle.
I was going to say, you might, for given enough, you could probably do a demonstration on drinking wine.
I saw a great post today, which is, people complain that they can't drink 8 glasses of water a day, but, drinking 8 glasses of wine, that's
They're totally fine.
No problem there.
Yep.
Does Harbor Freight Scroll Saw use pen and impending blades? It's been so long since I've used it, I don't know. I honestly, I don't. Sorry. I'm trying to think, and I don't remember.
I need to find a chiropractor. It's like, I feel like my neck needs to crack.
Let's see here. Where was it? Ken says, Harbor Freight tools have gotten too expensive. You might as well go with the name brands. Okay. Some of their tools have gotten up, but they didn't get rid of the lower priced tools. They still have the lower priced tools. They just added to those. If you don't like those and want to go with the name brand, that's why I always that's kind of a pet peeve for me. The name brand. Which name brand? DeWalt? DeWalt's only been making power tools. Stanley Black & Decker owns DeWalt. DeWalt, the company that started DeWalt, died years and years ago. They only made radial arm saws. They never made power tools, handheld power tools. They've only been around for 20, 30 years, since the late 80s, early 90s. Harbor Freight's been making power tools since the late 70s. So technically, Harbor Freight's more of a name brand than DeWalt. Think on that.
Wine is less dense than water, so it's easier to drink.
There you go. I like that rationalization. I'm not sure it's actually true, but I like it.
Joe Smith said it, so we're going to go with it.
Okay, must be true. If Joe Smith said it, it's law.
Zafiel, you were off my Christmas list.
What do you say?
He said that you looked better in them.
That's probably true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's been drinking.
I wish I had been. Jeff Adams says, are Bauer and Hercules batteries interchangeable? No. And I'm going to say this right now. Okay. I don't know of any battery platform where the batteries are interchangeable. People are asking stuff all the time. I bet I could swap this battery with this battery. No. And they do it on purpose. No company is going to, right now, in this day and age, until somebody breaks that mold and comes out with a battery that's like on an open platform. And maybe that's what we should do. We should invent an open battery platform that works with multiple different types of power tools, and we could change the industry. But right now, that's not happening. Bob Vila says he loves jalapeno jelly. I do too. I love the stuff.
Christina Marie says she wants pink power tools for Christmas.
Of course she does. I told you guys. I told you. I told you. Let's see here. Where was I? It just jumped on me again here.
So while you're hunting around, John Hickey said, I took your advice about the wood lathe and I started looking on Craigslist. I found a Jet JML 104 for $400. Is it worth it? And a good lathe.
Wait, for $400? Jet, first of all, Jet makes excellent stuff.
Yes. I knew as soon as I saw that.
Kind of a Jet fanboy, so I have to throw that out there. Whether it's at $400, I don't know what current pricing on it is, though. I can't say. Maybe somebody else can chime in and say how much something like that should be going for. But if you think it's a good value, I don't have any problem investing in any Jet tools. Some of my favorite tools I've owned were Jet. I'm a big fan of them. Let's see here.
Good night, White Pop.
Good night. I never said your mother. Gosh darn.
What?
Talk to text. Barbecue 76 using talk to text. Oh, I love that stuff. Oh, that's the other thing we're picking up is from that movie is she's from the Christmas movie. She's
the Noel movie.
Yeah, the Noel. She's the daughter of Santa. So instead of like swearing, she'll like, oh my garland, and that's so jolly. And
I was saying that's so tinsel.
That's so tinsel. That's from that Elf Recon or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Tinsel.
It's so tinsel.
Yeah.
Do you know if Harbor Freight has any plans to redesign their top boxes for the U.S. General Decor? Brandon, I have told them. I don't know if they have, but I've told them countless times. I call them out in videos about it. I say, hey, the U.S. General is great. I wish it was an updated design. They know they need to update the design. Whether they're going to do it, anyone's guess.
DR Falcon says, let's get 300 likes and $800,000. Fair enough. I agree. I'm with you.
Remember, if we hit the 800,000, we're going to do a whole group. We'll carve out 2 weeks, and we'll just reserve it for everyone here from YouTube, and you get free lodging.
Well, they're all going to come and work on it.
Yeah,
right.
Talk about that later.
I just envision us trying to pull permits, and it'll be great.
Catherine Ransom says, no disrespect, Mrs. Bear. It comes up automatically, and I can't change it. I've tried.
I think she means the dancing pear. Because I read that earlier and was like, what is she talking about? So, thank you.
Novosnick says, love sent to Christina. Awesome. Let's get Christina's, by the way. Let me see here if I got another link.
Yep.
Where'd it go? Oh, I'm already on it. I keep thinking I'm on the other one. So I can't comment. There we go.
Yay.
There's a link to Christina's website. Yep. Go check it out. Her YouTube channel. Give her a thumbs up. We're gonna get her some more subscribers here.
Yep. She has lots.
Jason
of content.
Westerfield's in the house. How goes it? Hart has rolled into Florida. Fun in the sun. At least my slice of Florida. And Howie says, I want to see brushless Hart tools. They look cool, but they're also kind of pricey. The combo set is $170 or $180 for brushless. I'm like, at that point, you're talking Milwaukee prices.
I have to go check on the Cubs. I will be right back.
Okay. Amos Cardosa in the house. How's my favorite pair of Bears? Well, she's leaving, but she's doing good.
I'll be right back.
Easy there, Tex.
Oh, yeah.
Jake says, my Walmart only has the Hart Weed Whacker. Good thing, too. I needed one in Chicago. I've been saying that. Like, why are they rolling out all this, the lawn and garden care stuff? I guess for people in the South, right? Those Floridians still need to trim their grass. Oh, you know they're out there doing it smugly. Oh, it's so horrible having to trim my grass in December. Mike asks, what's your opinion of cheap tile cutting wet saws? Do you have a favorite? For portable, Porter Cable had a great portable one. Honestly, for small wet saws, I've rarely seen one that doesn't at least do the job it's supposed to do. Now, when you want to get into cutting big tiles, that's when you need to get something that's really stable. I've used the Diamondback one from Harbor Freight. That one's great. I wish I could remember his name. There's a guy on YouTube. I've talked to him. He does nothing but tile and tile saw reviews. It's something tile. And if you guys know, if somebody knows it, please comment down below what channel I'm talking about. He has some great reviews on tile saws, and I'd rather send you over to him to talk about those. Barbecue 76, question number 1. There has been bragging in my shop about a best air impact wrench. Your thoughts? Best air impact? I always think, when I think that, I think Ingersoll Rand, but I'm maybe a little old school on that. Best electric impact, best battery impact, and why for all three? Best electric, you're talking about corded? I couldn't even begin to guess on that one. Best battery impact, it's either going to be the Milwaukee, if you're looking for ultra high performance and cost isn't an option, or the whatchamacallit, the Earthquake, if I can get it out here. The Earthquake, if cost is an option and you're trying to be a little bit more frugal, this thing has got so much power. It's just ridiculous. And for the cost of this, just over $200, this thing's a beast. Let's see here. Okay, trying to catch up here. I knew a guy who owned a pawn shop. Nothing was priced. He could eyeball it. Yeah, there's a place like that up in Montana that we used to go. Actually, it closed down. He retired. It didn't go out of business. He's just been doing it for a long time. Decided to move on. But yeah, he'll just look at you and decide how much money he wants to charge you. Canyon Casey says the girlfriend hates Harbor Freight. The girlfriend hates Harbor Freight. Debating is it a deal breaker or not. Oh, my wife used to hate Harbor Freight. She used to hate it with a passion, especially the smell. The newer Harbor Freight stores are bigger. They don't smell as bad. And she found out about free items, and I got her to go walk through the store a couple times, and she realized there is stuff in the store that even she's interested in. So now she goes into Harbor Freight too. Also, they almost always have clean bathrooms, which for a woman is always a big deal. So that's another way to get them in the store. Brian Mack says, I'm going to disagree with your refence system, but then again, big cabinet saws have a different mission from portable version. Here's a question, given everything is digital these days. They do have a different mission, but again, and that's what I say, is the reason that the rack and pinion is good is because anybody can use a rack and pinion and dial it in pretty much perfectly, at least perfect enough, every single time. And they lock it in place and they just leave it. And you're doing the same cut over and over and over and over again.
Oh my goodness.
I come from more of the woodworking background. And I learned on a Delta Unisaw from my grandfather's. And that's what I grew up with. And so that's what I'm used to. And that's why I prefer that style of fence. And that's what I said in my video. I said it's a preference. Preference? Get it?
Yeah.
Elvis,
I see.
What'd you snick?
Nothing.
Bing, 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 bing. I don't like your nothing answer there. Elkfist says, I'm not used to the super chat yet. I meant to send $1.97 and not type it as a message. That's okay.
That's all right.
Don't give the antlers back. Oh, now. Those ears bring out your eyes. Thank you so much. What is this? Is this like cream-filled licorice?
It's not cream, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass.
It's the holidays.
Looks like an elf did something nasty to the licorice. And...
He's all mine, ladies.
Why no digital readouts on the table miter saws? It's a thing in milling machines. Perhaps the next big thing. I have often thought that. Coming from the... I've built a couple 3D printers and a CNC, and I've often wondered why they didn't go that route. Novsnik says, I took a screenshot. We'll use the photo you had to put away. Nice. To have you put away. You won't need the photo for that.
Hey, Christina Marie. I know I'm quiet right now.
Speaking of rack and pinion systems, there is a guy on YouTube. He made... Younger guy. Just absolutely brilliant. Doesn't do enough videos. Let me see if I can find him real quick here. Why don't you answer some questions there for people while I try to find this video?
Okay. I'm going to look at the comments, and we're going to pretend. Yes, Christina Marie, they are the best candies. What are they called? Sweet tart, soft and chewy ropes. That's what they're called. But yeah. And normally I don't eat candy, but I'm sort of in candy recovery. Obviously, I've fallen off the wagon. What else do we have under here? And
all right, I found the one I'm looking for soon. It's Jeremy Schmidt. I'm going to put a link to it down here. He's done just an amazing belt sander build. He's got plans for that you can buy. But he also did a thing where he did a half bolt, half nut system for a table saw fence. So basically you can unlock it, you can slide it to wherever you want, and then you can lock it in and use a dial adjustment to get it exactly right where you want and have it come back and repeatable to that same stop every time. And it's an absolutely brilliant build. Dollar Raw is up to 30 subs. Woohoo!
I saw that.
Have you seen the movie Are We Done Yet? Yes, I have. That and Money Pit. Those are great. Puffins are awesome. I love puffins. I think they're adorable. Like John McClane and Die Hard, I too like Roy Rogers and Trigger. Yes. Burger and cheese for them once in a while. Nice.
Dirty Beer Kevin says, anyone ever cut a finger off and have it reattached? I'm going to say, no. I don't think that I have.
I have not.
I've known several people that have cut their fingers off and not had them reattached. So.
There's a major YouTuber who did. I don't want to put his name out there, but...
Yep. Okay. I think I know who you're talking about.
Tyler F. just subscribed.
Thank you.
Dave Baker says, Tool Bear Man, I need to buy me a new drill and impact driver set, brushless motor set. Who's better, DeWalt, Makita, Milwaukee, Hitachi? Not Hitachi. Well, you can get some Hitachi stuff. If you want to go into Hitachi, they're getting bought out, or they've been bought out by Metabo. It's switching over. their battery system's not going to change, but you're going to probably lose the lifetime warranty on it that Hitachi had. But you can get some great deals because they're getting cleared out. I would say no to DeWalt. The higher end tools are fine, but the batteries are too expensive, and you get stuck buying expensive batteries. So Makita or Milwaukee, I lean towards Makita, but Milwaukee makes great tools as well.
Steven was asking if anybody has heard from Justin Dow.
He's been real busy. I talk to him every once in a while, and it's just a busy time of the year for him. So he's been kind of, focused down on getting stuff done at work and spending time with the family and stuff. Still no Diet Cherry Pepsi. Now, I almost bought some today, but I'm drinking the Pepsi Zero, and she drinks the regular ugly Pepsi.
Not a subscription, or not a subscription.
Elphys says, any movement on your AdSense issues? Let's check. Let's go over there. Go to AdSense, hit refresh, drum roll. That's a big no.
Still not paid.
Denied. Won't say why.
Yep, not a clue.
And my YouTube account is, I've got no marks on it, no negative, never as a negative comment from YouTube, anything. Just won't tell me why. They said they're working on it. They're gonna get back to us as soon as they can. How's the HD reception on the antlers? Just left my local Walmart in Almonte Springs, Florida here. Our heart is all over the place. You could move out, you could move out running into a hard display. Yeah, some of the stores have tons of them. Some of them just have a few. It's kind of weird.
Christina Marie wants to know, what's the best multi-use power tool that's inexpensive but good, preferably in pink? We're gonna think about that.
I think multi-use power tool in pink.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one.
We'll send you a message.
Yeah. Either you can bring it down or I can take it to Vegas. We can play some side by side. That'd be a great idea. Toolhead said that. We should make it.
Cool.
Let's look into doing that. I have to go. I've got family in northern Arizona. We have to go down and see them. At the very least, I may do a drive down there and then spend a couple days with them and then come down and see you, because I need to come down to Phoenix. I got some stuff I got to take care of down there and people I need to see as well.
Hello to our Cyrillic friend.
Hey, Jennifer Whitewolf says, yeah, what's up with the half-inch 2 horsepower routers these days? 25 years ago it was Porter Cable. Today, still Porter Cable. If you're going to be Porter Cable, maybe Bosch, but all the hardcore woodworkers, if you go to Woodcrafters, which is the big woodworker kind of store, there's a whole wall of Porter Cable stuff. It is still all Porter Cable when it comes to routers.
How easy. Thank you so much. Tack Life makes pink tools. There you go, Christina Marie.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Once every 3 months, I get an email from some other person at Tack Life wanting to work with me. And I'm just like, you guys have any clue what's going on over there? They make some decent, cheap tools, but I worry about their support.
Some of your comments, ladies and gentlemen, make me laugh. And sometimes I can't repeat them out loud.
Well, Hawk says, look up Doing It Cheap on YouTube for simple, cheap winemaking. That's not the prison style, is it?
No.
Jim Haynes says, to clean out sinuses, go to St. Elmo's Steakhouse in Indy. Oh my God, the shrimp cocktail sauce. I've had that. And I've been to St. Elmo's. It is good steak. It really is. When eating Breathe the horseradish, it will light you up. It will light you up. I'm not a fan of it.
I love horseradish. He's not a fan.
This is actually, you should go ask Amanda about it. She's had it. She liked it. That's too much. Not my thing. Cast Iron Lodge. I'm a huge fan of Lodge cast iron. Huge. Let's see here. Tool Bear, I need to buy me. Oh, that's the one we just answered. You might look better wearing those. Why did it do that?
It's because it's trying to keep you up on your toes. W Cutter loves my antlers.
I do too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to. It just completely jumped on me. I was. All right. You might look better wearing those than your wife. Nice. I took your advice about the wood lathe and started looking on Craigslist. Found a jet. Oh, for $400, the one you read before. That's great. Mrs. Bear, I'm allergic to wine. Can't drink it. It's the sulfates.
Yeah.
I think that's what gets to her also.
Yeah, I don't really do wine either.
Actually, the original DeWalt is still around under the name The Original Saw Company. That's true, they are. They got sold off and spun off. I'm not sure about the corporate continuity, but they still make the 14-inch Raz saw. It's been sold off actually a couple times. Because the guys who started it, they failed, then they sold it off to the company that they were using to build it. But there is a line of continuity there. And... Excuse me, batteries are not interchangeable because that's where the money is made. That's totally true. Terry Raffizer is in the house. How's it going, man?
Hey.
And let's see here. Battery compatibility. You can print adapters to make some batteries work with other tools, but be wary. Some bats are smart. And some are dumb. Some are actually, they're all smart at some level on current power tools. Some are just smarter than others. Some will work by getting bypassed. But for the most part, even if you can do it, you don't want to do it because you're risking damaging the batteries. I think you'll have better luck if you want to save money just buying aftermarket batteries.
Makita also makes pink tools.
I knew they used to. I almost said something. I didn't know if they still did.
I didn't know if they still did either.
Jennifer White Wolf says, we covered that one.
Daughter of I did check my email. Thank you. Dirty Bear Kevin says prison hooch is the best. I'm going to take your word on that.
The Catherine Ransom says, no, I meant the $4.99. She can't change it to $5. But she meant $4.99.
Oh.
That's what matters.
Oh, that's right.
Do you think Icon will come out with impact sockets? I would not be surprised if they do. I think that they should. If they're going to be this whole solution, pro solution, they need to have impact sockets. Let's see here.
Some of your usernames are adorable.
Let's see here. Aircat makes some outstanding air impact wrenches. There you go.
Mason wants to know where we're from.
Al Borland says the Binford 6400 impact is great. How long is this chat going tonight?
I don't know.
All right, well, tell them where you're from.
I'm from Berkeley.
And I'm from everywhere else.
All over.
My family on both sides are originally from the Midwest. I spent a lot of time living in Iowa, Nebraska. I've lived all over, though. I've lived in Kentucky and southern Ohio. I spent a good bit of time in the Phoenix area. Used to spend my summers there. Growing up, my parents were divorced. I was actually born in West Germany. I spent the last 20 years living in the San Francisco Bay and Central Valley area in California. And now I live here and in Montana.
I would just like to say that his answer was epically longer than mine, and yet when we're behind, it's always my fault.
It's always your fault.
I lived overseas, too. I just didn't want to, go into all of that.
David asked, Tool Bear, why do you know so much about tools? Were you a tool engineer or designer for some tool company? No, and kind of, sort of. So, I used to be in the trades years ago. Also, I'm one of those weird type of persons who, anytime I use something, I want to know everything about it. I do a deep dive on stuff, so I always would geek out on that kind of thing when I was using those kind of tools. And then I went into the tech industry. It started off as I worked anyway. So I worked, at one point, doing, I worked with manufacturers companies here who had manufacturing in China, and we would evaluate their product processes, the end product. A lot of these were mainly electronics and stuff like that, consumer electronics. But because we did that, we got to know and understand the Chinese manufacturing processing tool chain, if you will. So that it allowed me to understand how things were made. And then I also started importing stuff from China, so I understood the importing laws and how the importing business went around. And then when I started doing this channel, I again got back into a deep dive, and I take tools apart, and I've always been mechanical. I can take things apart, fix them, put them back together, and it's just basically I'm an information sponge. If I get interested in anything, I learn everything about it.
Goodness.
What?
St. Elmo's cocktail sauce apparently is online.
I'm not surprised.
That's crazy.
Zafio says, how to make wine. Become rich. Buy a winery. Actually, make wine is the easiest way. That's what all the people in San Francisco do. And let's see here. Steven says, anyone here from just now? We just talked about that.
Yep.
When will Icon come out with impact sockets? We talked about that. Good evening. Love Mrs. Bear's ears and antlers, Debbie Cutter says. You were going to say something?
World famous shrimp cocktail for 4 to 6 people from St. Elmo Steakhouse. It's available to be shipped for $99. Seems a little crazy. I don't think I'd want that mailed.
Do you know if Harp Free has plans to release a white side cabinet? I have not heard anything about it. We've all been asking if they're going to continue the white line into the rest of the cabinets. And you know as much as we do. Let's see here. Steven says, thanks for the Justin Dow update. You got it. Son of a shamrock. When will they come out with Icon impact sockets? I don't know when. I'm guessing it's going to be soon. The next 6 months, sooner rather than later. They need to make money off the interest before they pay you. That is... People have speculated that they're probably doing this to a whole bunch of people because it's right before I even looked into it. Their fiscal year is the same as the calendar year, so it wouldn't hurt their books at all to not pay people and then do it right at the last minute.
Yep.
What do you think of YouTuber Musty1? I've seen that name. I don't remember it right off of hand what it is. Let me take a look real quick. It's...
So while you're doing
Oh, I love that Ford. Oh, a little Econoline. I've seen his videos. I'm not subscribed. But I have seen these videos before.
$2 check.
I don't know. I'm going to subscribe and check it out, though. Man, I love those old Ford pickup trucks. Those Econoline looking things. $2 chuck. Best use for $2 chuck is take a bottle of it, pour it into a freezer bag, get all the air out, zip it closed, lay it sideways in your freezer, and it will form a ice heart. All the ice will form on the outside, and you'll get pure alcohol wine on the inside. Essentially, it's a brandy. It's called ice brandy. I know too much about how to play with alcohol. Perhaps YouTube has decided you're not PC enough or commercially viable. I'm extremely commercially viable. That's the funny thing is, because like DeWalt bends over backwards. That's all the negative stuff I say about DeWalt. They bend over backwards to advertise on my channel. It's hilarious.
Jennifer White Wolf says, I'm from Minnesota. And I escaped about 50 years ago. Congratulations.
Yay! Not to say, Minnesota in the summer is gorgeous. Minnesota in the winter is deadly. Have you tried the Makita Compacts? I have not. The little, like the black ones and stuff. They look like great tools. I've heard wonderful things about them. I have not tried them. Donna Ross says that she emailed you.
I already checked it out and already responded.
Jeff, do you ever get in trouble for taking kitchen tools, utensils because you discover uses for them in the shop?
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yep.
Moving on.
Yep.
Anton just burned his ribeye steak.
Oh,
you mean,
no.
You mean blackened, right? This was a Cajun thing you were going for?
He was trying to do burnt ends and got a little...
Oh, burnt. I love burnt ends.
Have we heard from our friend who went to go check out his perimeter?
No, we haven't.
Hopefully everything's okay at your house.
I just remember you can now mail order St. Elmo's. We just talked about that. Sorry about repeat on router questions. The delay got me. It's okay. Sorry. It happens. What do you think of Thor stainless steel tool cabinets? I've seen them. I haven't done much looking into them, though, so I can't really say. Let's see. My favorite cast iron pan is originally from the J.J. Hill estate. Oh, that sounds fancy.
Yes.
The best non-pneumatic framing nail gun. That's a good question. I've never used one. I've never used a framing gun that was electric. How about this? Let's throw it out there to the crowd. Has anybody got experience with a non-pneumatic framing nail gun? Comment right now.
Yes. And we'll see it.
Dennis White says, Chris, my dad used to call WD-40 that magic stuff.
That's right.
Not a fan of it. Maybe you've seen my video. Traveling bear. Yes, I get around.
Yep.
In fact, our dream retirement is after the kids move out is have our house in Montana for during the summer and then get an RV and just travel the rest of the year.
Yep.
Mike Adams says, I've discovered that whisk attachment for a cake batter mixer works great as a paint stirrer when used in a drill. Yes.
Yep.
Howie says, I'm from Middle Earth. I live in a hobbit hole most of the time.
Nice. I've had some friends like that.
You have some relatives like that. Let's see here. Grimute says, I sound like him. Lived in 15 different states growing up and been to 34 different schools. Wow, you got me beat. I think I've been to like 8 schools.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Mustang James says, bought me a few Braun lights from Harbor Freight. They work great. Got a good deal on one for Black Friday. I love them. They're great. Anton says, hey Jeff, what's a good 20-gallon air compressor that's not too loud and not too expensive? I think 20-gallon. I like the McGraw one. I like the airless one, to be honest. If you're not using it every day, if it's something you're going to use like once or twice a week, I used to be really down on airless compressors, but they've proven to me that the new technology that they're using is actually way better. I'm not going to say it's going to last as long as an oiled, but you're not going to have the maintenance. And if you're not using it all the time, oiled can actually become more of an issue because it can gum up and stuff. So, for occasional use, I would go with oilless. I like the Cobalt ones. I like the Harbor Freight McGraw ones. That's the two I would probably stick with. Huskies aren't bad. I don't think they're as good as the McGraw or the Cobalt. Let's see here. As a car truck guy, ever heard of International MKZ? That line was cool, and I still want one.
I thought that we looked one of those up.
That sounds familiar. I'm going to just double check here, make sure I'm not... The Lincoln MKZ, I've heard of that. International Harvester, but not International MKZ. Let me put that in parentheses. I'm getting a plane.
That could be cool.
It reminds me of the old flying Velveeta boxes. Those are commuter planes that they use. I don't remember what the actual name for them is. When's the next new release for Hercules? I think it's going to be 3 months, unfortunately. I think that with the end of the year and everything else, they're just too busy wrapping up end of the year stuff, and then you got ramp up for the next year. Joe Smith says, Harbor Freight going to have pink tool carts and cabinets? Yes, they are. If you buy a white one and you paint it pink, or you get it wrapped.
Someone else mentioned that you could use Krylon.
There you go. Let's see here. Are you going back to Top Chat? Comments seems out of order. I am in Top Chat. Dang it.
Okay. Sorry.
Switching to live chat. That could also be why I was having problems catching up.
Yeah.
For fun drink, try Everclear.
Yes. By fun, do you mean the emergency room?
A better drink than Everclear is Polish Palmas Spiritus Circulus something 192. 192 will hurt you. You should never drink anything that high proof. Anything over, you shouldn't even drink 151, honestly. Anything over 110 proof is too hot to have any real flavor, and there's no reason to drink it. Has anyone actually seen the new 60-volt cordless power tools from Carlisle in person? I have not seen it in person. I've heard about it. I know people are talking about it. I have not seen them in person. In regards to the batteries, what do you want to do is buy something. I don't know. Zaffiel says, you said airless compressors to start out. Yeah, it's a new technology.
It's like dehydrated water.
Home Handyman's in the house. How's it going, man?
Hey.
And, all right. So here's the deal. We are caught up with the chats, but that's because I switched to live chat and now I've lost my history. So if I missed your message, please comment again. I didn't skip it on purpose. It was a technical glitch on my part. But that said, it gives us another chance to say thank you to all the mods. That's everyone there you see in the chat messages who has the little blue wrench behind their names. Joe Smith, Zaffiel, Home Handyman, Steven, and Daughter Raw, and everyone else. Many of them, Zaffiel, many of them are creators in their own right. If you got a free moment, go over to their channel, check out, watch one of their videos, and just give them a thumbs up. And it's a great way of saying thank you for them helping keep this channel family friendly, answering the questions when I can't get to. Like Joe Smith, he's been constantly posting the link to our Streamlabs donations to help us out, which really helps because, as I said, the Super Chat donations go through YouTube, and YouTube is being a miser right now. So we really appreciate the support. How did Streamlabs just told Jennifer Whitewolf to please refrain from spamming emotes? I turned him off.
Yeah. Wow.
I turned off the frickin' Streamlabs. Oh my gosh. I'm so upset right now. You have no idea. I turned that little bugger off and he's posting again. Sorry. I'm going to neuter him next time. Anyway, my name got lost there. I'm not good with names. My mother, I grew up, she would go through everyone else's name in the house, including the dogs, all three of them, and finally end up with, you know who you are.
But in that situation, that once she actually gets to the name she's trying to call out, you are in deep doo-doo. Aww.
Barbecue 76, my bad, IHMX. It is cheating, go cheat.
Instead of international, that's what he was trying to say.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, and Christina Marie, YouTube, pay this to my friends here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Ding, ding, ding,
The
ding,
let me look at this one. The IH.
Oh. Interesting. Not what we were looking for. GVR Tools, thank you. Happy Sunday to you too.
I think you brought this one up before, that pickup truck one.
We looked at it, yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen one, and I'd never seen it before. It was either you or somebody else brought it up in a previous stream. I'd never seen it before. It looks, I'd love to have one. It looks great.
Good night, Al Borland. He's going to go tie one on.
Oh, good for him.
Have a good night. Enjoy your drinks.
And, Jennifer Whitewolf says the airless compressors suck.
Yes.
Nice.
A couple of other people mentioned that they're vacuums.
That's good. GVR Tools in the house. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much. Robert McAvoy. You're talking to David. Never mind. And let's see here. My grandfather used to do that with all of us grandkids to go through the list of names. Yeah, I'm getting to that point in life. And Jake says, Dental Tools, can you use an air up and airless tire with an airless compressor? You can. That's what they're designed for usually. They came out I think it was back in the 50s when they first came up with the design for the airless compressors. They're also hoseless. That's a nice thing. Is there no hose to tie you down.
Yeah.
I should do a whole video on airless compressors. Just blow people's minds. Let's see here. At one time, International Harvester was the number 3 selling pickup in the U.S. I've been a huge fan of International Harvester for years. I've never owned one, but like the Travelall, the Scout 2, and because when it comes to actual harvesters, I'm more of a John Deere fan because that's the part of Iowa I lived in. True, green and yellow. Everyone had a Deere. You just didn't have an International Harvester around there unless, of course, you were communist. And you going to bed, sweetie?
Oh, good.
Aww. Is it because you ate bad stuff?
No, I didn't eat that much.
You're covered in glitter.
Did you over glitter? Did you?
It's in her hair.
It's scary. Say goodnight to everyone.
Goodbye.
I hope you feel better, princess.
Love you.
Make sure no one gets secondhand.
Secondhand glitter?
Yeah.
We're working on it. Don't forget to take a shower.
Brady's Tool says, I bought the Icon 3/8 metric deep sockets at full price. They had a coupon for $19.99, which I haven't gotten my monthly catalog for the past few months. If I did, I would get 2 sets. Check out Harbor Freight coupon database. All the coupons end up on there. You can show it on your phone, and they should take it from there.
Ooh, sorry.
Just a Soldier asks, what was my first job? Well, it depends on what you consider your first job. Because I used to make money. I started off shoveling driveways and sidewalks. I also used to stand at a corner where I knew people would get stuck in winter and help push them out and get tips from doing that.
Yep.
Let's see, what else have I done? I delivered papers for a while. My first business I started when I was 14, and it was making and hand delivering flyers, and that was in Omaha, Nebraska. My first job was probably working at a secondhand bookstore, unloading pallets of books. She would get in. The owner, it was a private, independent run shop. A little old lady ran it, sweet as can be, and we should get pallets of books in. She'd also buy books, and I'd go through the books and stuff, and it was new and used. And anything that didn't sell, I had to go through and tear the covers off of. And we had to ship back bundles of covers. And I had to then discard of the... Yes? Are you trying to show me something?
No.
Oh. Discard of the actual books. And I did a bunch of stuff for her for years. And I detasseled corn. And I did some other farm work. And... let's see here. We could keep going this forever.
Yep.
Sorry, I've had a lot of jobs.
Yep.
I'm the kind of person that always had 2 or 3 jobs at any one time, all my life, up until now. I mean, I now have I do YouTube videos, I fly drones commercially, and I do consulting on the side.
And you wrote a book.
And I write a book. I have a self-published, a micro self-publishing empire.
GVR Tool says the Den of Tools sweatshirt is going to come in handy here in South Dakota with -25 this week.
Oh!
You might want to wear 2.
Yeah. I love South Dakota, but
gosh.
Not right now.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Barbecue 76 says, I never brought that one up before, but I am a huge International Harvester fan, among other stuff. Mm-hmm. We had a couple people here who are, and maybe somebody else brought it up, but yeah. Christopher Caldwell just subscribed.
Thank you.
And let's see. Any experience with the Earthquake 12-volt polisher sander? Only in store. It seems like a great tool. I want one. Here's my only caveat with the Earthquake line. There's 2 tools. They have to have more tools before I could ever recommend that anybody buy into that line. If it works for you and it makes you happy and it's going to get done what you need to do, then by all means, it's a great tool. Go ahead and buy it. But I can't recommend say, hey, you should invest in the 12-volt line. They have a full two tools there.
There's a huge glitter discussion happening. Thank you, Christina Marie. So, but my favorite...
It's Christina. It is, isn't it?
It says, D-Diz says there's a big discussion on Facebook saying that sawdust is man glitter.
Yes, it is.
I agree. It is.
Well, here's the funny thing. I have a soft spot for glitter. I love it when she wears glitter. I think it's sexy as hell.
He's talking about me, not our daughter, with glitter.
No,
because originally we started...
And I was talking about you because you had glitter on.
Yes, that's right.
And she loves it when I come in from the shop covered in sawdust and smelling like sawdust.
Yep.
In fact, I've even joked around doing a Den of Tools fragrance for men that's nothing more than liquid sawdust.
Yep.
And a little bit of, oil in there and, some other stuff.
Somebody wants us to move the bell away from the mic. Do you mean like over here? Like closer? Sorry.
Speaking of odd things, have you heard heard of the Goodyear illuminated tire? What?
No.
What?
No. That sounds like Yeezys for your car.
That's too funny. Oh, I'm going to use that line if we do a video on this.
Yep.
Goodyear and it automatically pops up. Why? Apparently, they were out for some time. Whoa.
Do not let our children know. That's just what we need. Also, somebody also said don't tell Ellie Bell, but that in Florida they're getting ready to do the python hunt, big lizard hunt, and gator season's coming up.
Oh, she'd be thrilled.
I don't know. Well, yeah, Griffin would probably cry. He would be sad about animals.
Well, she'd hunt them and catch them and keep them.
Yeah. And keep them for my very own.
That is weird looking.
Yeah. It's kind of cool looking, though.
Yeah, if you did like a whole sunburst kind of paint scheme on your car, that would be awesome. Otherwise, not so much.
I kind of like the blue ones, but I like blue.
Me too. All right. Let's see here.
Gramoot has an unboxing of the 12-volt polisher. Cool. Go check it out.
Terry says, I went past you again. Where did I go past you?
Who?
Terry Raffizer said I went past him again. Yeah. Was it when... Oh, it's right here. YouTube only income, can you make that much? Is YouTube your only income, can you make that much? Yeah, you can. I mean, there's people who make...
millions.
We just met a guy who has 3 million subscribers. Mm-hmm. He does mobile videos, and he makes so much money, he doesn't even... He makes it from brand sponsorships. He doesn't even care about the advertising revenue. He's like, I should probably sign up for that. I'm like, how much money do you make? And I looked at his channel, and his channel, if it had advertising, should be making $20,000 a month. And he's making enough money that he doesn't care about $20,000 a month. That should tell you something.
Brady's Tool says, is there any way I could get Icon support team email address? Because I would like to email them.
If I had it, I would give it to you. I don't have their information. I have one contact. I have one official contact in the tools division. He's in the Hercules team, and it gets disseminated through him out to other teams, and then them back through him to me. I have some other contacts, but they're at corporate. They wouldn't answer any of that stuff, and I can't give out their information.
Christina Marie said that you should do the glittery beard for Christmas. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
We'll see.
We could get some little ornaments. Get some little ornaments. Put it in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Internet is nice. Elfis says, as far as popular as International Harvester used to be, it's a little surprising that there are so few of them left. I think a lot of them fell victim to rust. As I was reading that, rust. I was going to say they all rusted. That's what happened. Yep. Ronald says, don't tell your daughter, but here... okay. Mm-hmm. Jim says, I'm sure, speaking of glitter, I'm sure you've seen the Glitter Bomb Project. I love that video. That's so funny. He said, I did. I brought out the Bauer. That's too funny. And I was like, how do you do that? The funny thing is, when I did that, my first thought was, this thing looks a lot like the Bauer. I'm hitting her holding it. It looks a lot like the Bauer. There's the Earthquake. I don't have the battery in it. But just to give you a size comparison, that's why they're so easy to mistake. It's too funny. And they're in the same drawer right next to each other, so.
Ronald Smith said when he was a young kid in the 60s, all his fellow classmates and I would drive their tractors to school, to the elementary school, to flip out the principal because he came from New York.
Elfus says the 12-volt line is worth it just for the ratchet. Gramute says he has an unboxing of the 12-volt polisher, so you go check out his channel.
I said that earlier.
Well, there you go. Mm-hmm. I said it better.
Mm-hmm. You said it second.
Barbecue 76 says, still trying to pick your brain and mess with you. Give me a moment. I'll think of something.
Nice.
Oh, it's not hard, especially this late in the evening. Brian Mack. Glitter and sawdust on the bear's head. Nice.
Yep.
You have a critter crawling on your toolbox behind you. Oh, yeah. That's the girl's artwork back there.
Yep.
PewDiePie made around 14 million one year. He's at 100 million subscribers. Yeah. And he could care less about ad revenue. He makes it all through brand deals and such.
Looking for a Brad nailer. Is it worth passing up the central pneumatic for the banks?
If you use it a lot. The way I would say it is, Ralston just subscribed. Awesome. If it's an occasional use, get the central pneumatic. If you consider yourself a prosumer, get the banks. If you are high tier prosumer / professional, get the Pierce. Let's see here. You need over 3 million subscribers on this channel, in my opinion. I enjoy that. I do need that. You're right. Yeah. I enjoy
Tell your friends.
The hell out of this between you and your family and your bear for your reviews. I'm not counting on your subs. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Ronald. And I gotta say, I love doing this channel. It is. We look forward to the live stream every week, hanging out with our friends and our family here, and just having a grand old time. It's a great way to wrap up the week for us and get ready. Get me motivated for the rest of the week. Yeah. Paul St. Marie says, Tia Marie is clearly suffering from demonic possession. Beads and glitter do not mix.
Glitter's good on everything except my kitchen table.
Barbecue 76 says, to the bear's better half, please tell us a good and... No, we're not going to do that.
Embarrassing story about Mr. Bear? No, I think he probably has enough dirt on me, and there's not been enough drinking tonight. But I'll think of one. And the next time you get out of pocket...
Well, the good news is I never really do anything embarrassing, so you can't really have an embarrassing story about me.
Embarrassing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Does anyone think a channel on diamond sawing stuff in half to see what's inside would get viewers? I have a big commercial diamond tile saw that's mostly not used. It would be. I would love to see that. There was a whole channel that's actually become a huge channel called What's Inside. And they start off with just cutting stuff in half, and then they eventually had to go and find commercial people to do just that. And Terry just subscribed.
Oh.
That's weird.
Zaphiel, you need to be in timeout.
What did Zaphiel?
Evil idea. Send rigged power tools that are booby trapped to dispense glitter to certain YouTubers. I'm not saying that I would do that, but I might do that.
They go and they rev it, and just glitter flies out of the ports.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
I don't know how we would film
and that little flag pops up and says, Merry Christmas!
Or it says, Surprise!
Surprise!
Or something like that.
Barbecue 76 says, I apologize between my fat thumbs and talk to Tex.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you so much.
Daughter Ross says, the bigger channel we get, the busier this chat will get.
That is true.
Back up to 344 viewers. Cool. Amos says, smash that like button, peeps.
Yep.
If you haven't, I would have really appreciated it if you could take a second and hit the like button. It really does help with the views and keeping things, keep the channel going. And especially for those people who want to support the channel, but they can't afford it, especially this time of year.
Yep.
The number one way to support a channel you like is by giving the old thumbs up, because that tells YouTube that you like what you saw, and then that gets YouTube to promote it to other people.
Yep. And, it's free.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
Send Glitter Tool to AVE. He would have lots to say. Oh, that would be so much fun. Oh, it's so much fun. We could get one of those used Hilti tools and rig it up and send it to him. He'd be so excited about it being Hilti, he wouldn't even think twice, and he'd pop that in, give it a rev, and boom.
Hey, Travis Leisure.
Oh.
Good evening.
Brian Max says, any experience with cutting hard steel with a normal miter saw, carbide discs? No, I have not. And typically, standard miter saws, they spin too fast to cut hard steel. You need something slower and with more torque for that kind of stuff.
Daughter of Ross says that she thinks that you should send the glitter tool to Joe Smith. She wants that video. So I think Joe Smith should be, a little concerned about any tools he receives.
G. Warren says, no glitter, no pink tools. I was just going to tell Christina that she should do a glitter, what do they call it? The girls used to do they get those...
Bedazzle.
Bedazzle, thank you. She should bedazzle some tools.
I actually was just thinking, because of all of the glitteriness that you like, Christina Marie, you could probably...
You're talking about me. I'm like, what is she talking about?
No, that, there's a market. There are people that would love to have their tools bedazzled, and I bet if you did one or two of them,
I'm just gonna stop you right there. We try to keep this family friendly. I don't talk about bedazzling.
But I think that would be really cool, to do a glittery tool.
Brad's Project says his dad took an 83 Reliant wagon body on a 79 Scout frame. It looks good, but has never gotten finished. Oh. The Reliant. You mean like the K-Car Reliant? Oh, I can't imagine how that looks. Jennifer says she likes the hydraulic press channel. Delightful people. They are nice, aren't they? And one of those, the guy from that channel is one of the guys leading the charge for the whole YouTuber union thing.
Daughter of Ra also said that she thinks that we should send one to Brad's workbench.
Definitely to Brad's workbench. He would look good covered in glitter. Let's see here. And Trent, the capper for the evening, Patriots lose.
Yes, I saw that.
My favorite team is anyone playing the Patriots or beating the Patriots. BKD7, where'd it go? BKD70 in the house. Bear, what would you like to see Herc release next? Myself, I could use a cordless jigsaw. That I've been saying for the longest time is, where's the jigsaw? I want to see the jigsaw. I want a good, solid jigsaw with some orbital settings. I think that'd be great. And an angle grinder. Yep, those are definitely the two I would say as well.
Good night, Amos.
Brian, hello from Omaha. Hey, Brian, what part of Omaha? I'm a former Mustang, so I played for Millard North, defensive tackle. Let's see here. Ron Smith, when a channel expands, you got to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. Please join for a sandwich or stick of gum. This has been really great. Travis Langier, also super chats help. They do, Travis. Thank you so much.
Bing, 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 bing. I really miss our bell.
Well, we are thinking about trying to do a trip the first week of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't now because they're coming.
I know. Yeah, I was just thinking that. What was that?
Travis Langier's super chat coming through.
Okay.
Barbecue 76 says, I got the feeling you're old school like me. And like the V8, now everything is going turbo. Good, bad rants on that. That sounds like a great idea. And I do understand and appreciate what computers can bring to a vehicle. But I think we've gone way past that point, and it gets to be too much, and that starts becoming a failure point. I do like V8s. I have a soft spot for V8s, but my favorite is a straight inline six. Mm-hmm. Go on. You were going to say something here. I apparently interrupted you.
You did.
You hadn't spoken yet, but I interrupted you.
Trent says, paint your tools pink and glitter them and keep coworkers from using them.
Yeah.
That'll keep your 10 millimeters from wandering off.
Oh, I had a great idea because we were talking about coffee and stuff. And I've always kind of had this idea that I'd like to start like selling my own roast of coffee because, Duncan really likes roasted coffee. Yeah, he likes making really likes it. I got a tour of a small boutique roastery. And when I say boutique, the roasting ovens they use were the size of cement trucks. But that's what a small professional roaster looks like. And he had just so much fun there, and we both did. But anyway, doing like a mechanic's roast in the bottom of every bag has a 10 millimeter in it. Kind of like cereal back in the day, you get a toy, yes. You throw a random socket in the bottom.
A decoder ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently I'm not able to speak English this evening. Words are not coming out.
Brian says, just an immigrant from Iowa. I live southwest towards Springfield. Well, we got a lot of Iowa folk in here. I'm originally from the Des Moines area, family from Clear Lake and Emmitsburg, and also Indianola. And then spent some time in Omaha and Fremont. We got some other people in here from Iowa. We got some people from Nebraska, down in the Lincoln area. Client graphics. Pats were robbed by the refs this game. Brady's still GOAT. Yeah, he's a GOAT, all right.
Oh, my goodness.
And let's see here. Dennis Toolbox, howdy.
Hey.
Let's see here.
I thought Jennifer went to bed.
No, I don't think so. It was something else.
Well, I said goodnight to her,
I
thought she went to bed. Daughter of Ross says a pink tool set is the only tools that Steve hasn't wandered off with. So.
Yeah. Have you and the wife watched Married with Children?
Yes.
I don't think we ever watched it together.
No.
But I grew up watching it.
Yes.
Elvis, have you ever heard of a straight 8 with a split exhaust? Sounds more like a V8 than a V8 is. Oh, I've seen the straight 8s back in the days. But I've never driven one or anything like that. Bad idea workbench in the house. How's it going?
Hey.
Automakers are building cars for government dictates, not the consumers who buy them. There's part of that. They build part of that for the dictate. They have a few cars, but you're right. For the majority, they got to come out with what the government is telling them they have to. What do you think about the prices of the Icon tools? I've only priced some sets of wrenches. Seems like other popular brands offering larger sets for less money. I think they're in the same kind of price range. And you're right, there are other people who do sell stuff for less. I'm a huge fan of Tekton. I think they have some great stuff. Here's what I'll say for Harbor Freight that they have that nobody else has, which is a brick and mortar everywhere. There's Harbor Freight's all over the U.S. And with the Harbor Freight one, you can, if you have a broken tool or you have a problem with the tool, you take it in, you set it down, you get a replacement instantly. That's something you can't get with most other brands. So it's a give and take. And they're going to grow the brand. There's going to be more tools. We've already seen that based off what we saw at SEMA and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So we know that they're growing it. I'm not saying that they're the only way to go. As I said, I'm a huge Tekton fan. Who else makes some good stuff? Carlisle makes some great tools. Napa, you got Napa. You can go in and exchange stuff right there. So there's a give and take. It's all where your level of happiness really lies. GVR Tools, ever been through Sheldon, Iowa, my hometown? I don't know if I've been through Sheldon, Iowa. It does sound familiar. I'm trying to figure out where exactly it is. If you haven't been to Iowa, there's a little town it's like you go from one water tower to the next. You can just spot the next one and you head over that way. Let's see, Sheldon. Why didn't that do that? Sheldon, Iowa.
Good evening, Rodney.
Hey, Rodney's in the house. Honestly, you know what? I'm going to say I don't think I've been through Sheldon. I've been through Sioux Falls and over through Worthington and Fairmont, and I've been down past Sioux City, Storm Lake, and Spencer. I've been up through Spencer. I don't think I've ever been through Sheldon.
Jim thinks it's a great idea. Or no. Ronald Smith thinks it's a great idea selling coffee and having Cracker Jack secret surprise. Oh. It's a specialty tool. It's a great idea. It's battery operated coffee maker.
Terry,
He's gone.
I'll tell you. I'm going to say this right now. Terry, I answer everyone as soon as I can. I've never tried to not see somebody, but you can't sit there and expect that.
I tried to find it.
No, I'm
We're moving on.
I'm doing more than that. I'm just done with the complaining. He started with this channel complaining. He's always complained. All he does is complain. And that's not what this channel is about. If you're one of these people who think that the customer's always right and, you messed up my order by one less French fry than I should have gotten and I should get everything for free as long as I'm here. I'm sorry. We're two people. We do the best that we can. Don't come back, please. I hate to have to say that, and you're the only person I've ever said this to. Please don't come back. Because you have a real entitlement issue that I don't think anyone could ever make you happy. I try to answer your questions all the time, and I've bent over backwards to try and be here and make you feel welcome. And I don't know what to say.
It's not personal.
Well, I think it's personal for him.
Well,
he thinks it's personal.
I understand that, but we are not personally singling him or anybody else out.
It just sucks. I mean, anyway.
That's not what our channel's about, so.
Trent Roberto, Tom Brady cried the ball was overinflated. It's too heavy. Jennifer says, my favorite inline 6 Jaguar 3.8 liter with 3 dual Webers. Okay. I love the Jag. My favorite inline 6 is the 4.0 that's in the Jeep because I'm a Jeep guy. I love Jags. That old Jag, what was it called? The one we saw they did that LS swap on. Now I'm not saying you should always do an LS swap on Jags, but it was a beautiful car. But they had the old inline 6 sitting out. We went to that garage sale in California, and they have the old inline 6 sitting next to the car in the barn.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I
have to go check on Little People shortly.
Okay. Client Graph says, I can vouch for Harbor Freight replacing all things I have accidentally broken.
Yes.
Yeah, I slipped. Yeah. Ronald Smith says that's the greatest selling coffee, and having a Cracker Jack secret surprise in it is specialty tools. That's a great idea, and battery operated coffee maker. Yep. Yes, I've thought about really want to do that. I want to try and do a mod on a coffee maker. I want to go to like a thrift store, buy a used coffee maker, see if I can mod it to run off of a battery system. SK and Carlisle both sell 10mm socket sets. They have many different styles. They do. SK, Carlisle, even Walmart and AutoZone sell those 10mm replacements where it's got a deep, it's got a shallow, it's got a mid. They have like 4 or 5 different 10mm in it. Dwayne says he has a 46 Pontiac with split exhaust. And if you want a real engine that purrs, try standing next to a T6 Texan. Start up its Pratt & Whitney Wasp 9-cylinder radio. Yeah, you will feel that in your chest. As long as you don't get hit by the prop wash. Mike Creason just subscribed. Thank you so much. One of the biggest automotive failures, the 1980s Cadillac fuel shutoff system. what everybody's trying to perfect today, displacement. You know what's funny is that's the Cadillac I had. I had the 81 Cadillac Eldorado Barretts with that 864 engine. And the first thing that people did with that was they pulled the wire to turn that off. The engine fell. I thought you were leaving.
I was reading. And...
You something you want to read? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be back. I'm going to go check on the littles. I won't be gone very long, I promise.
You know, the funny thing is, a lot of people think that engine had a lot of problems. And the only problem it had was that it shifted hard because you didn't know how many cylinders it was going to choose. But if you pulled that wire, it was a very reliable, very smooth running engine. I loved driving that car, especially cruising down the strip. Always fun. Chris says, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Bear from California. I'm fairly new to start watching at 6, but had to drive home. Love your channel. When do you think Hercules is going to make more combos? I think it's going to be a few months. Probably late winter, early spring. 303 people in the chat. How very infield. Who gets that reference? Brian Mack says, what in your opinion makes Icon better than Quinn versus Pittsburgh Pro versus Pitts? Is it functionality or... Well, with the ratchets, it's easier to say that. With the ratchets, it's definitely the fit and finish and the functionality of it. But I'll be honest, the Pittsburgh stuff there's different levels of Pittsburgh, and some of it can be really cheap. It really can be. But the Pittsburgh Pro stuff is fairly decent. As far as the difference between Quinn, that's a harder one to really say this is where that line is. I honestly don't see a huge difference between the Quinn and the Pittsburgh Pro, much less the Quinn and the Tecton and the Quinn and any of these, tool truck alternatives that you see made in Taiwan. I also don't see much of a difference between those and a Mac or a Snap-on. And you can rail and say, well, the Snap-on, yeah, it may be that extra 10%, and maybe you need that extra 10%, but that's still not much of a difference. I think for the average DIYer, even prosumer, I think Quinn is an excellent brand to go with. That and probably Quinn and Pittsburgh Pro. The big benefit from Quinn over all the other stuff below it is they have a lot of no skip stuff or very limited skip. Okay, time to keep going. How about that new blowtorch I need? Yeah. Streamlabs is yelling at Jennifer Whitewolf. Hey, Jennifer, I will say this, though. And this is to everyone. So if you can see, she put out something like 10 smiley faces or laughing or whatever. And it's cool. I have no problem with that. YouTube has a problem with that, and they've banned whole channels, and you're considered a channel. So they've banned accounts for spamming icons and emojis. So please don't ever put in more than like 4 of them, because for some reason it ticks YouTube off to high heaven. So yeah, it's just don't risk your channel by doing that. Let's see here. BKD70, hey Bear, I looked back in the chat. You did answer Terry's question. He was not listening. He missed it. He's always had this issue. This is an ongoing thing with him. He subscribes and then he unsubscribes and then he says he loves the channel. Then he says he hates me. And I think there's something, I don't know what his issue with me is. And it's obviously something that's not going to work itself out. And he doesn't take my answers as being genuine, so I can't help that. My favorite i6, my old 240Z. Oh, yeah, the 240Zs. And, you know, who else had a great inline 6? The old Toyota Cressida and Supras. Rodney Widger. Hey, Rodney's in the house. The old Jag, my pop's dream car. And let's see here. Where was I? It jumped on me again. There we go. Not as far as last time, though. Makita, do you know Makita has a coffee? We do actually talk about the Makita coffee maker quite a bit, and actually where the reference to that comment made was that nobody else other than Makita comes out with one. I think a lot of people would really like one. Rouse says they stopped making the straight six because of the emissions problems, and they're going to be doing away with the V8. The V8's days are numbered. There's just, you can get so much power out of a V6 with, all the fancy gadgets and turbos and superchargers and stuff on it, or even a 4-cylinder. I mean, look at the old what do you call it? The Grand National. Was that a 6? I think. Can I help you?
I don't feel good.
Oh, what's wrong?
I don't feel good.
Where don't you feel good?
My stomach.
Why?
I don't know.
Were you eating? You feel a little warm.
Totally not because I was eating cookie dough. Absolutely not.
Oh.
It wasn't because of the cookie dough, though.
Okay. Jaguar equals wiring by the blind. I actually heard from a Ford. So my biological father used to work for Ford, and I got to talk to some execs at Ford at one point, and I heard from them that they said basically what happened was that Ford bought into Jaguar. They knew that there was problems with the wiring, and it was when Ford bought them that they found out the problem was that they knew the wiring had been the problem, and the Jaguar knew the wiring was the problem, and that they were just cheaping out on the wiring, and they were trying to save pennies, and they were losing dollars trying to. I don't know why, but apparently it was a tiff between an engineer and somebody in the accounting department, where the engineers kept saying we need better wiring, and the accounting department kept specking out cheaper wiring. So, anyway, that could be complete BS. I don't know, but that's what I heard. Just so that you know, you do a great job of reading and answering comments. People probably don't realize how hard it can be at times. Thank you, Zaf. I do feel bad about how far we get behind, but I'd also feel worse about guys giving you like little quippish, quick answers and moving on and acting like I'm not really listening to you guys. I'd rather get behind and give you guys real responses and really feel like we have a relationship rather than just me being off the cuff. Daughter Russ says, I've always been impressed by the time it takes to answer all the comments. Many streams just answer the ones they catch. I know a lot of streams that they only answer the ones where people do super chats, and I know a guy who does that, and he gets away with it. He's also a bit of a. Anyway, moving on. He knows he is. It's not like I'm talking behind his back. He's the first one to tell you he's. Anyway, Boss Stitch Smart Point is the best brad nailer out there. $79 at low. Boss Stitch does make a good nailer. In fact, Boss Stitch is so good that in Germany, the term to staple something is to Boss Stitch it. The same way we'd say Xerox something. Another great engine to stand near is the V12 Allison. Yeah. On the twin Mustangs. Yeah. I love the old planes, man. Or, man, just... I was actually talking with my son. He wants to go in the Air Force, so we were talking about the A-10 Warthog, and I remember standing next to one of those on the tarmac, and that's proof that with a big enough engine, that was the theory they're like, hey, I got a bet. What if we put a big engine on this plane, and we don't do any aerodynamics to it at all? Oh, sure, it'll fly. That and the F4. Random Sandwich says, central pneumatic air compressors going away, all on clearance. I would be surprised if they're going away. I think that they might be thinning down the line or revamping them. But I can't imagine them all going away. Because they're really dedicated to this good, better, best kind of thing. Jaguar equals Ford there for a while, so it explains. Yeah, if anyone knows that little subcompact Jag they had for a while, the X whatever, 4-wheel drive, it was the Ford. I can't remember what it was. It was a European Ford that they rebranded. It was a cute little car. I've had my ups and downs with Jag. I've been stranded in the middle of the desert, halfway between Phoenix and Tucson in a Jaguar. Jeez. Jennifer White Wolf says, we'll refrain from too many emojis. My mustache is tickling my My nose.
Amanda cut something with more glitter.
Jeez.
It's like glitter palooza. Our hallway's glittery.
Terry responds, I never said I hated you. I didn't say that you said that. But you get so worked up on this stuff when I miss your comments. And I'm just trying the best that I can. And if it's not good enough for you, then don't come back and don't comment. I can only do what I can do. And I try to be genuine and answer every question. And I don't ever skip. If I skip over anybody, it's because they're being rude or disrespectful. And usually we end up blocking them from the channel. And I've always tried to go back and take time out when I catch the stuff. And every time you said it, I try my best.
Wait, I missed something about eating cookie dough.
What? That was L. BKD70 says, best i6 Ford 300, hands down bulletproof. The Ford Inline 6, they make a really strong engine. Snuggle and Ellie Bell. Oh, yeah, she needs her snuggles.
Yeah, she's not feeling super good.
Ooh, DR Falcon says he thinks Bauer should come out with a pizza oven battery powered. That would be great.
That's pretty cool. I think Elle might have schoolitis.
Yeah, I can see that.
Happens every Sunday.
About this time.
Yep.
Ronald says Buick Grand National is V6 turbo. You can find them there, collector's items, but they're just going to kill those motors with a supercharger and a turbo. Brian Max says Ford gets 320 horsepower from a turbo i4, but it's not just raw power, it's also smoothness and power delivery. I did see at Lowe's prior. By the way, the reason I don't ever say your name is I don't know how to pronounce it. One my mm. I did see at Lowe's prior to Black Friday. I don't remember the brand, but it was the flooring material department for some reason. Grimute says, I'm a mod and you miss mine a lot. No big deal. I could type it again. I'm sorry. I really am. What happens is I scroll down to the bottom. This is what really happens. I get going and you can't see it here is as I get closer to where I'm up to date, the whole chat window jumps up and I completely lose my place. And it does it every minute or so. And so I'm not trying to skip people. It's built into YouTube. They screw it up for me. Do you have any opinions on the Harbor Freight Banks 23 gauge pin nailer? I can tell you my opinion of Banks across the board, which is I think it's a decent prosumer line. I've used the Chicago Electric one and I've used the Pierce one. I've not used the Banks one, and I thought both of them were great. So I can't imagine the Banks one not to be. Isn't Bostitch another Stanley Black & owned company? It is, but it doesn't take batteries. Shadow's Edge in the house. I'm really enjoying my magnetic charging cables I picked up for my phone. Makes everything so much simpler and easier. Oh, that's cool. Those are great. They really are. I love that idea where you just get it close and just snaps right in. Mm-hmm. Go on.
Oh, Shadow's Edge said, have you considered putting a Tesla battery pack in your electric scooter? And I realize that is going past other people, so I'm not messing up your situation.
I'd love to do that. And if I had the money, I would definitely do some mods like that. I have this idea about building a battery pack that's like 4 times, like it's supposed to have a flat footing, but I want to put pegs on it and build up the whole center area where you're normally supposed to put your legs on the scooter and make it look more motorcycle-y and just have a huge battery pack in it. So I just like 100, 200 mile range on it. Donna Russ says, I'm not overly worried. I just send an email. This is way more personal response. Yeah. Well, you got direct, to the deer. Any word on that Pro Tig? There's a coupon out on it, and I think it's in stores already, isn't it? I've had a couple people here who've done reviews on it. They've showed up in the chat, and they said that it's awesome. But they haven't sent it to me. They don't love me that much. They don't Pro Tig love me. I get the flux core. I'm not really a welding channel, so I don't blame them.
Yep. The B1B engine will put a rumble in your chest.
Yes, it will. A10 would be fun private plane. Demilled, of course, to lose weight. Yeah. Let's see here. Jeez.
The M4A1 Sherman with the Continental 9-cylinder radial makes that 30-ton beast rock and roll and haul some tail. Also, the Canadians renamed it Grizzly.
You want to know what's funny? You want my favorite plane, if I could have any private plane, would be?
Oh, my gosh. Mm-hmm.
A DC-3. I love the DC-3. It's just a fun plane. Let's see here. Shadow says, we talked about the Tesla one. And Broken Lee says, what do you use to shave my...
particular tool.
Any particular tool. I don't shave. Maybe.
I thought, well, at first I thought he meant shave, but then I was like, maybe there's a shaving of tools. Do you shave them? Is that like another word for shaving?
On a lathe, maybe. And
I don't know.
Maybe
give us more info.
It's funny because I was at a YouTuber meetup the other day, and we're talking about different people who've tried to reach out to me to get me to sponsor product. And one of them was a shaving company. And I'm like, I don't think that anyone's going to listen to me for shaving advice.
They could listen to me, but I don't really think I'm the demographic they're looking for.
Special Moose. Oh, I love that name.
Yes.
Hello, Bear from Alaska. What are your thoughts on Cobalt 24 foam?
Sorry. Carry on.
I'm a huge fan of the Cobalt stuff. As for the DIYer, I was worried that when Craftsman was coming out that they were going to push Cobalt out and it wasn't going to happen anymore. But things have settled. We now see where it stands, and Cobalt has actually said they're going to launch 20 new tools over the next 12 months, and they've already released a couple of them, and we've seen some pictures of some other ones. I would be more than happy in recommending someone to invest in Cobalt. Yes.
Just Special Moose made me think of like a username that I could use, Secret Squirrel.
I think it's probably taken.
I think it's also probably like very accurate.
Christina says, you guys rock reading comments. I miss like 70% of my comments in live stream because I can't read as fast as you all, and I play with glitter.
Well, I have to say, when you're doing your videos, I am so in awe because you
are talking while doing makeup.
You're talking while doing makeup, and you're not blinding yourself.
I try to talk to you while you're doing makeup, and you yell at me.
Shut your face! I'm trying. Yeah, so you're amazing. And, you know, we all have days when we're better at reading comments, and there's two of us, and it's still not possible. So we do our best, and that's all we can do. And we love you guys, and thanks for being part of our community.
Gary says he was in the Air Force for 28 years, worked with the KC-135 with the J-57 loud engine and the KC-135 with the CFM-56 engine, also worked on the B-1B.
Wow.
Rail says, you're doing a great job, Mr. Bear. Don't let the guy bother you. It's not that he's bothering me. I feel bad that people don't think that I care. And I care, and I'm trying. And I can't convey that to somebody, and it's just frustrating. Just speak out the letters, bud. Bear to bear, we cool.
I love it.
1 MYMM. 1 MYMM. I'm going to stutter over that. How about if I just call you 1 MYMM? My enunciation gets bad as the evening progresses. Not that it was good to start with. Zaffiel says, did the Amiga get sold, or did Mrs. Bear get sick of using it as a chair?
Why, yes, it's not as comfortable sitting in for 3 hours. Thank you for mentioning that.
No, we were rearranging stuff. It's over there.
Yep. But good eagle eyes there, Zaffiel.
Yes. Cracky, there's 300 plus people trying to jam their thoughts into one stream. Come on, people, have a real expectation of what will be seen and read back. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue, not just in this, but in everything in your life. I have to say that I feel that that's one of the reasons I've been successful in my career, is because I've had patience where other people just haven't. And I see people blow up about stuff in business all the time, and I'm just sitting there going, well, that's a great way to show everyone that your thoughts of professionalism are kind of
random sandwich. Just subscribed. Thank you.
Do you need help from the drama llama?
we have one of those.
Yeah, she just went to bed.
Yep.
Grimia says, no big deal to me. I know it's hard. I'm not complaining. Please don't take... No, I didn't think you were. No. I just felt bad that we missed some of your comments. I really do care about this sort of thing. And I really try to communicate with everyone and not miss stuff. I didn't think you were complaining at all. I was just generally feeling bad that I'd missed anything. What do you think about the Harbor Freight Predator engine? Damn near bulletproof. It's solid as a rock, and there's even aftermarket support for some of them. They're used a lot in go-kart racing and stuff. You can get all sorts of aftermarket performance parts for them and everything. Roddy says he just got the Banks 23 gauge pin nailer. He likes it a lot.
Yep. And it would be so cool to up the batteries on the scooter. A video series to do when Red hibernates.
Yes. Well, I have to rebuild the scooter batteries because I let them sit for too long and they all died on me. So I've got these huge $400 battery packs that are dead. I got to rebuild them.
Yep.
They weren't good batteries to begin with. That's what you get when you import stuff from China.
Hairstyler, hello from New York. Sorry for getting here so late. New York, it is very late your time. Thank you for showing up at all.
Oh, it's 8:57. It is getting late here. Well, we're not going to go much later. We've had a long week.
Yeah.
Zaphio says, please make use of the add-in tool so we can see your questions to him. Thank you, Zaph. I appreciate that. Jennifer says, yes, DC-3. Check out Buffalo Air in Yellowknife, Canada. They fly them a lot. Also, Plane Saver. Yellowknife. I'm fascinated with Yellowknife. I've never been there, but I've seen a lot of stuff on it online and on some shows. And just that town just up in the middle of so far north, it just seems like a really, no pun intended, cool place.
Vladimir, I'm going to totally butcher your last name, and I apologize. Vladimir Titov? I just discovered your channel, and it's great. I saw your Hercules versus DeWalt miter saw review video. Oh, and then something else happened. Anyways, welcome. We're glad that you're here.
Trent says, 23 gauge Porter cable and pin nailer, $50 on Amazon.
Whoa.
There you go. Philip Cook, Warrior. The Warrior tool isn't bad, but right now there's only the drill driver and the flashlight. I have heard, a little birdie told me that they will be expanding the Warrior line when they get around to it. I don't know. That said, if you don't want to wait for that, the was it Hyper Tough from Walmart? You can get the 7-piece tool set now for like $99 or $79. It's stupid cheap. Is that my phone?
This is your phone.
Oh, there's my phone.
Why would I be on your phone?
I don't know. It just looked for some reason like my phone. What'd you do to my phone?
And Shadow's Edge, have a good night. He's heading into work.
Good night.
So have a great night. Sorry you have to work so late.
Yeah. I know it's nice and chilly there too.
Yep.
Sorry, I was just at Walmart not too long ago, and so I took some pictures. I thought, they're on my camera, not on this.
Jennifer White Wolf said that she could saw a Dollar Shave Club set in half with her diamond saw.
There you go.
There you go. We're making videos.
Private Plane. Rodney says he wants the Lisa Marie. It comes fully loaded with Elvis's music.
Nice.
Barbecue 76. I can't make out what those pins behind your left shoulder. What are the pins on the black thing behind you? My left shoulder. These things. It's a
crate.
It's a milk crate with. It's
Stuff
her
in
milk crate in my tool chest.
Shocking that a lady's things would end up in someone else's.
Broken Lee says, I was talking about shaving facial hair or trimming. You know what I do use? I have an electric trimmer, and I stick with Braun. I used to have a Braun electric shaver I used for years until I just gave up and started growing out the beard. And I've tried like the Philips Noroko. I tried everything. I've used cheap shavers. I've used 7-blade liquid glazed, razors. I've used the old school with the straight razor in it kind of stuff. I tried all of those. I prefer a beard, but any kind of razor, I prefer electric and I prefer Braun. Braun makes by far the best as far as I'm concerned. Are you the original Care Bear? I am.
Yes. I'm just waiting for you to do the stance and have your tummy with the...
That's Winnie the Pooh, isn't it?
No, that's Care Bears.
I don't know Care Bears well enough.
I was going to say, you probably didn't actually watch Care Bears.
And the bear works too. There you go. Thank you. Budman says, I care that you care.
That's right.
I just saw that in a movie. What was that? I care that you care. I care that you care that he... Oh, it was a commercial, I think. That you care that he cares.
Just a Soldier 1611 says, what are your thoughts on the knockoff Chinese rigid 18-volt batteries on eBay?
I don't know about the ones on eBay. Vannon makes some batteries. I don't know if I would go with just any generic knockoff one. Batteries Plus has some as well. I don't think they have rigid. They have Ryobi. But the other thing is you might check out Direct Tools online or Direct Tools Outlet because they do refurbished stuff, so they might have some cheap ones, and that's actually TTI themselves. But like I said before, if you have a tool that's out of warranty, then you're not really worried about voiding that warranty, then why not consider going with a third-party battery system?
Jennifer White, Rodney says he's saying that they are his M&Ms. I don't know what that means. Perhaps
but he's right. They're always my M&Ms.
And then Jennifer White Wolf says M&Ms with or without peanuts.
Without. But you know what I like? I like the peanut butter. The ones.
Yeah, that's like crack in a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve says the 212er motor is good. I build karting motors and they make good power. There you go.
Cool.
Please make a video on rebuilding battery packs. If you do, it'd be cool to watch. Thing is, I'm not a fan of soldering the battery packs. I gotta get.
Let's be honest. They just want to see you blow stuff up.
That's true.
Perhaps
I almost did
light
last
yourself
time.
On fire. I know it was actually probably legitimately the only time where you were like, just have the phone so you can call 911.
I was trying to. I put 2 DeWalt battery packs because I didn't care if they blew up. 2 DeWalt battery packs in cereal to create 36 volts to try and put enough juice directly into the scooter battery pack so it would up the juice enough so that it would register on the charger to start charging it. And it caught on fire.
But we're all good. Yay! Dear Falcon says, 94 more likes needed. If we hit 300, who knows what will happen. That's right.
4-cylinder engine on DSMS Makeover 450 on stock blocks. They come in several cars. It's a 4G64 and they're 2.4 liter. Wow, that's insane. 450 out of a 2.4 liter. YouTuber Military Aviation History Bismarck did a video on the C-47. Oh, that would be so cool. Including inside the cockpit detail and startup of the engines. I watched a lot of those videos with my son. He wants to be a pilot. Zachary just subscribed. Is that a little girl again?
I think it's a little... Oh, it is a little girl.
It sounded... I heard the feets.
Yep.
And yay! Oh, Bear. Google changed my name to make it easier. I love that.
What?
His name's now Bear.
Yeah.
Jim Haynes, not a sponsor, but I never got into rebuilding batteries, but sending them to battery pack rebuilders in Washington, mom and pop rebuilders, good stand-up people. Thank you so much for that, Jim. Actually, I knew there were people who did that. I looked up some of them for my video. I just didn't have enough feedback to feel good about recommending one to somebody. But now that you've told me about them, I will recommend them in the future. Thank you. BKD70, hey Bear, I just remembered the real question that I wanted to pick your brain on. Do you have any idea who builds the Herc tools? I've got a suspicion that it's Chevron or TTI. It's not. I do know, and it is a private company in China that Harbor Freight designed the tools here in the United States. And then they outsourced it to 1 or 2 factories in China. So they're not going through any of them. They won't go through any of the other major companies because there's such hate from the other companies of Harbor Freight getting into what they consider to be, their line of tool systems that they're afraid that Harbor Freight's going to take them out. So you will rarely see that kind of crossover in on tool systems. Brian says, many, not all Hypertough tools are the same as lesser Harbor Freight tools. Oh, I'll have to see. Maybe they are. I've only looked at the core tools, so. Let's see here. Random Sandwich said something. Haven't seen any Heart tools in my Walmart. I'm sorry.
It seems like it's kind of hit or miss.
BKD70 says Herc Circ looks nearly identical to Milwaukee. They do try to make them. I hate that they do that. They should make them look like their own thing. Try Nair. I'm not trying Nair.
Nice. Christina Marie is going to bedazzle an electric drill and modify it to hold, spin, and clean her makeup brushes. And you are going to get a lot of views for that. And I'm going to go check it out.
Justice Soldier says, can you show that Bauer on your left?
I'm not a Bauer. Ta-da!
Oh, he probably means the screen's left.
Yes.
It's the Bauer Impact. Hold on just a second. Let me put that there. Let me grab the battery.
I'm going to make noises. Loud noises. I think we should demo something.
So that's the Bauer. This is the Earthquake. It's funny. It's a lot smoother, yet has way more torque. Let me see this.
Yep. It's too bad the light won't stop going off.
Yeah.
Turn that off? I don't know.
I'll say this.
Give somebody a
the
seizure.
Bauer, I'm not a big fan of having the light down here, but at least the light stays on. With this one, I can't get it to come on, but it turns off immediately.
Okay, you're giving me a seizure.
The Bauer actually has better control of the lighting. That's weird.
Dale, thank you for your super chat of $5. Those white and pink animal cookies are crack cookies per my kids.
Oh.
Wife Bear reminded me with her crack comment.
Donna Ross says, I started watching this when Steve was watching on the TV. I was actually drawn in by the shirt Elle wore one week and have stayed since. So blame Elle for me. I will. She'll be thrilled when she hears that.
She loves you to pieces.
Novice Nick says he uses a 2-blade razor system, and when I finish, I pour a little alcohol on it, and the blades have given me a first-use shave for months now. It actually works. My friend told me about this. Yeah, that's essentially what the Bauer makes a system where it's got a reservoir, and it's all kind of gimmicky and stuff, but that's all that is. Ronald Smith says, you have got to see him rebuild the battery pack for the Prettiest. It's pretty neat that someone can come out with that. If you didn't care if you blew up DeWalt battery packs and you're always complaining about how expensive they are. That's because I don't like using them.
Yep.
Because I don't use the DeWalt tool. So if I blew them up,
Daughter of Ra, I will give Ellie Bell a hug. She's not feeling good. I do think it is schoolitis, but she's also not feeling good.
Yeah. And only one of the battery packs was actually DeWalt. The other one was a third-party aftermarket, which is probably why it overheated and caught on fire. It did catch up, and it wasn't the battery; it was the control board for the battery for the scooter that started. I was able to get it out before the actual lithium caught on fire.
Yeah,
because that's why there's still a house there.
Yeah, Rodney, I will definitely let her know that you were thinking about her too.
Barbecue 76, surge protectors, good, bad, ugly. Your thoughts? I'm a huge fan of surge protectors, always have been. I should do a whole video on surge protectors. Don't buy Monster, they're overpriced for what you get. Tektronix makes some, or at least they used to. I've had them for years. They make some killer stuff. The stuff you get at Harbor Freight, in most cases, they're not even surge protectors. Like the free ones, they're just power strips. So you got to understand whether it's actually a surge protector or a power strip. I should do a whole video on that. Hug the Ellie Bella, we will. You should have an explosive containment pie dish for, like YouTuber Big Clive for his battery teardowns. All of
my pie dishes have gone MIA. Did you blow them up?
I'm not talking about that. Ronnie says, tell Ellie Bella that she hopes she feels better. Back east, it's late. Good night, you all. Jim, thanks for stopping by. Jim. Elkfist says, have you heard anything about the Milwaukee MX fuel system? Only what you guys have heard. I haven't really been looking into it. Donna Donna those animal crackers were on sale.
Oh my goodness.
No, didn't talk about that. Are the Hercules impacts good? The impact drivers are great. I have not tried the 12-volt impact wrench yet.
Special Moose says, Bear, right hand or left hand circular saw?
Left hand. If you're talking about like right-handed, left facing, it's called a left-facing saw. It's a right-handed saw, or you have a left-handed saw with a left-facing blade, which is a right-handed saw, or a right-facing blade, which is a left-handed saw. In which case, I'm gonna say I prefer the left-facing, because that way I can actually see what I'm cutting. Random side note: Ricky and I. Steve is coughing up his lungs, but not contagious. Finally gave us all antibiotics last night.
You guys were sick last week. I'm so sorry.
Does the bear light up that beard for Christmas? I'm thinking some small LEDs and glitter. You're not the first person to recommend that tonight.
I think we're going to do glitter and ornaments. Yes.
Can you tell me where I can get pre-dug post holes?
Yes.
I wish.
There's like...
I wish. Makita makes fragile tools. I've not found that to be true. I think you've said that before, but I've not had that experience with them. Here in SoCal, that Braun 390 lumen slim light work light at Harbor Freight always sells out immediately. I can just imagine. Just wondering if it's time for someone else in that area. You can also get them at Costco, and sometimes you can find them on Amazon for the same kind of price. But people who've tried both say the Harbor Freight one is brighter. Jared Dizzle says, I used to buy surge protectors, but now I use those APC batteries. They're awesome. I love those things. Those things are fantastic. They're boat anchors, but they will even out power like nobody's business.
Moto Agogo 13. Thank you so much for $10 super chat.
Woohoo!
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, I'm super tired, and what I keep seeing is through sniper chat, and I'm like, are we going to be shot? What's going to be happening here? Sorry.
For $10. Shoot me anytime.
I feel like I'm like at the carnival. They're gonna like try to plink us. Oh,
how much longer will you let FoodTube hold your dough before you go legal? If they miss one more payment cycle. I can understand a 30-day delay for figuring out what is going on, but once you go past 30 days, from a business standpoint, they have to make a claim as to why they're holding the funds past 30 days. Within 30 days, it becomes a business relationship kind of thing, whether you want to push somebody on it. You could go legal, but by the time you got everything rolling, but past 60 days, which is what they'll be at that point, you can start talking about damages and stuff like that. Wow. Donna Russ says they were sick for about a month. Whew.
Yeah.
Broken Lee, have you seen videos where people buy the battery from one of the Harbor Freight power tools and take it apart and use the cells? I've seen it where they've tried to, and all they've been able to do is get the light to light up. It doesn't actually run the tool. Unless you take the batteries out of it and then solder them into a DeWalt battery pack. In which case, you're probably just better off buying 18650 cells on their own.
Good night, Jennifer White Wolf.
Elkfist says, if your kid has an aversion to school, it might be worthwhile to figure out why. She might be saying she doesn't feel good to cover the... We know, and we know, and we've talked to her for all sorts of reasons. Honestly, the kids are not thrilled with the new school that they're at, which is really kind of sad. And they're all three having that kind of problem. And we're honestly looking into homeschooling. That might be an option for next year.
Yeah.
The pre-dug post holes are in Walmart aisle 893.
That's right.
Broken Lee, could you make a video doing something similar and comparing that over buying a cheap off-brand DeWalt battery? Yeah, I was actually planning on doing a follow-up on batteries, and I'm actually working on one right now.
Woo.
And I'll include that in there. Bear says, have you gone to see Midway? While not as hardcore into details as Dunkirk, it's a breath of fresh air compared to things like Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor for Warfare. I don't want to talk about Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor, but like I'm a huge fan of the old Midway movie. And I really do want to see it, and I was planning to watch it with the kids, but I wanted to have them watch the original Midway before we saw the new one.
Yeah.
Tyler says, I can't get over how beautiful that icon box is. It is
pretty awesome.
It is a gorgeous box. The paint on it's amazing. Daughter Russ says, also, we got the tree up, but Ricky likes to try and eat the lights and remove the decor.
Yep. That'll be a while.
Barbecue 76, what's the best 120 volt garage heater? You know, I honestly like the ones, about any of those infrared heaters I did a video in last January on them, and they're all good. But they're all pretty much the same thing. And I highly recommend the infrared style over like a forced air or the oil kind, because with the oil kind, it creates a hot item that's in the middle of the floor that you can bump into and you could burn yourself on and stuff. The people are like, well, the infrared, if it doesn't actually heat something else, it goes away. Then have it point at something, that's going to absorb the heat and become a radiant heater, or have it point at you. I've never had a problem with it working in a shop. Grimage says, now when talking about old school quarter Milwaukee whole hog day, that thing rips up your arms if you're not careful. Seeing plumbers, the whole hog should be called the arm hog. That thing has got, the new ones have got torque meters on it that if it starts to over torque, it'll shut off. But yeah, they can really, I've heard of them breaking people's arms.
Yeah. And I'm going to say no to that.
Yeah. Rita says, hell, missed part of that last comment of mine. Missed first part of the last comment of mine.
I don't know.
I've done DeWalt and Milwaukee in my line of work. To me, they're equal in quality. I just hate the cost of Milwaukee. I think the higher level, the mid to upper tier level DeWalt tools are fine. I still think the batteries are an issue. I think the lower tier DeWalt stuff is absolute junk. Whereas the lower tier Milwaukee stuff is not, it's not junk, but it's decent for the price. Sorry I missed it. Can you use an airless compressor to clear debris from pre-dug post holes? Oh my gosh, the hair with the ears.
I feel like the
lion. I'm never not going to see that
from the Wizard of Oz.
You need some courage.
I do. Oh, my feet.
Oh, really?
Jay says, "Don't tickle me."
Hello, Nevada from KC Metropolitan. How goes it? Says Bear says I go to theaters before it leaves the screens. It's a great experience. I might take the kids to go see that. The best garage heater is a jacket.
Nice.
Here's what I do when it's really cold out. First thing I do is I open up the door to the house.
Yeah.
And I get a box fan and I sit it there and I blow all the warm air I can into the garage. And then I kick on the heater. I try to set it up like I'm going to go out and work in the garage in 20 minutes. I go out, I turn the heater on, I open the door, and I turn the fan on. And then by the time I walk out there, it is perfectly toasty, and that heater keeps it at that temperature if I'm out there. Even if I'm not out there, I haven't had a problem with it. And it gets down into the 30s here during the winter.
Daughter of Ross said Ricky was at school and within 2 days was sick and stayed sick. And he shared. That's lovely.
Trent says not only does Makita make fragile tools, they do not back their products. We're going to disagree on that one. You're welcome to say it, and I always like to get feedback, but you're the only person I hear saying that. And you know what it is? It's kind of weird, but Pete, they're just random. The randomness of life is sometimes people have bad experiences with good companies. It happens.
Barbecue 76. Yes, it is okay to send your children in for blinker.
No, it's not. It's a rite of passage.
Yes,
it's not okay. You have to do it.
I think we filmed.
It'd be bad parenting if you didn't.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I agree with the bottom line. DeWalt is junk. I'll give you that. I think the top line tools, I say it all the time, they're middle of the road, and top line tools are excellent tools. I think they're pricey, but I think it's the battery line that ultimately I have problems with. And their customer service is not so hot. Jennifer Whitewolf says, I have almost 30 years old DeWalt biscuit cutter, still going strong, always make perfect cuts, easy to set up. And Daughter says, did I miss Chaka Ryobi sucks comments tonight? Yeah, I didn't see Chaka here tonight. Chaka's probably pissed because I didn't say that Ryobi was just trash in my video. Oh, look at that. Well, Ellie Bell, you're here just in time.
Yes.
Charles McBride says, Makita is Japanese for lasts forever. So everyone, that's it. We're end of the night. We got to call it. It's 9:21. We're only planning to go till 9 o'clock. And sharing is caring. Nice. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for everyone who supported the channel, people who've joined, all you guys for being part of our family. We really appreciate it. A special thank you to all of our mods. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. Again, if you guys have a minute, please check them out. Also, don't forget to check out Christina Marie's channel. Give her some likes. She needs to get some boosts up there. She's been working really hard here. Yep. So anyway, you all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on! I love